Yo, welcome to the Terror Drome. It's a Toy Kind of Mood 227. Yo, JoeFest June. That's right. This is the remote digital JoeFest June panel. And we get the Terror Drome in the house of Moody, your host for tonight. And KJ, you're here, man. Again.
You know what? It's been a long time, and it feels good. It feels like old times. We'll see. We'll see how tonight goes. It's nice. I miss hanging out in the drone with the homies. It's good to see everybody else in the chat, man. Shout out to Sabir. Shout out to Matt O'Brien. Shout out to Chris G. Cage's Customs, Gun Bunny Customs, man. It feels like Terror Drome in this. I can't demonetize right now. Blitz.
I think we're past the 10 seconds. And Johnny B wants to know, when can we expect a turret for the phalanx? Hey, we're going to answer all those gridiron questions a little later on when our guest comes on. But for now, we have a special guest live from JoeFest. It's Tony's Figs, man. I didn't think you were going to be here. You don't even go here, but you're here tonight. Terror Drome represent.
Terror Drome representing at JoeFest, baby. Had to do it. Had to come back up the homies on the down low.
You were the first. Yeah, don't tell nobody. Don't answer that phone. You were the first person at JoeFest, right? You were waiting in line, camping out like it was Hall H at Comic-Con.
I was over here, and Augustino was holding it down with a freaking old-fashioned in my hand and the cell phone in the other.
We were all jealous AF, that's for sure, right away. We wish we could be there, man, but we're glad that you're kicking it with us from Augusta, Georgia, and we'll get some inside scoops later on and see what's going down in the bar scene, because I think Gun Bunny had it right here. That's where all the hot Joe collectors are hanging out, right?
Yes, sir.
Sun's up, guns up. Cool, man. Let's see who else is in the chat tonight, hanging out for our JoeFest panel episode on a special Thursday.
What's
Blitz
up?
In the house.
Blitz
is here, nice and early. Going to be exciting and expensive. It could be. We got some stuff to show off and some major reveals from Gridiron. We promise that. Roll Keeper, is 11 hounds too many? Not enough, man. Yeah, anything you might need about 60. 11 hounds.
The Desert Hound, the Pimp Hound, the Python Patrol Hound, the chromed out Sky Hound, the all sorts of stuff.
There's a lot of hounds coming for sure. We'll talk to Mark about that. At work now and anticipating for the stream. It's 9:55 in Singapore, live from Singapore. That's what's up, man.
International.
Wow. Johnny Reno in the house. I think Tony has already 5 sheets to the win at Club Tarkin.
It's almost done, Johnny. Don't be jealous. Right.
We got Professor Soundwaves in the house. We got Jedi Ben in the house.
That's what's up.
Yeah. DWH is in the house, man.
Where are you at, DWH? You're supposed to be here.
Skew Raiders up in the house, man.
Yo, Brian, happy Yo-Joe June. Happy June. Happy a Joe kind of June. Happy Yo-Joe-Fest June. We got it all covered tonight.
Oh, yeah.
On a toy kind of mood for sure. Lots of names, guys, but we got lots to cover. We got a guest. I don't want to keep them hanging too long. We got some toy news, but it's all military or G.I. Joe or that retro related. We're going to keep it 100. Look at these Gridiron shields. Gridiron, gang up, man. Gang up.
West Side Gridiron.
It feels so good. Oh, my goodness.
Appreciate that. Look at that. That's what's up. I love this. This is great. Thank you so much. Is that the casting couch from Club Tarkin, Tony?
Johnny, you wouldn't know because you can't go anywhere. No girlfriend and still can't go anywhere.
Wow. All shots fired.
It's dangerous in the Terror Drome, man.
Yo, I was thinking that tonight. And I was actually thinking about when I put the show together tonight, was like, how am I putting better produced shows than a Hasbro, $1 billion company? It's kind of embarrassing, but we'll get into that later. I think what they did show was great, but it wasn't enough. We're going to get into that. That's a big question. We got a whole section. We'll get into that pretty soon. 4-season prepare. I'm seeing all these new names. There are a lot of Gridiron shoppers. If you're new to the channel, guys, give us a shout. Give us a subscribe, man. We got Gridiron here in a special JoeFest panel, live and uncut. There we go. DWH in the house. Always good to see him.
David.
Is he at JoeFest, Tony?
No, he's not here, the fucker.
It's okay to swear now. It's been 5 minutes. Cool. Well, so many names. It's going to be hard to keep up. Let's get back into the. We'll get in there. And if you got questions for Mark later on, cool. But we're only taking super chat questions because we beg for money, right? Because that's what we do on a Toy Kind of Mood. Sarcasm, guys. Sarcasm. All right, look, right away. Loyal subjects. The package art revealed for Mask. I know if you love G.I. Joe, you probably at least like Mask. Shout out to Bobby Bear. Geeks have game. I know he's all about this, but what do we think about the packaging, KJ, and what we saw revealed on Mask Monday?
This looks good, bro. This looks real good. I may have to like just cycle this out of my display so I can like show off this beautiful mask work from Loyal Subjects. Whenever I run across Loyal Subjects, I haven't been too impressed with their turtle figs or anything like that. So I'm hoping they can pull it off with Mask. I really am. This is just giving me all the great feels. This is like part of it. This is part of the package, no pun intended. When you get this stuff and show it off, they did a good job with this, man. Mm-hmm. All that. I was gonna just get the Switchblade and Rhino. I think I'm gonna have to get the whole wave, man. You guys are enablers. My wallet is very displeased with me right now.
Not me. Tony, chime in.
Oh man, they're looking really nice, man. They're hitting all the nostalgia feels that I usually get with superpowers, but this looks like they're kicking ass, really good. And I have no room, but if I do go all in on this, I'll have to stop another line or something because most of these guys it's all vehicles. It's all vehicles the same scale as it was. I wish the figures were a little bit more articulated, but I'm not mad at it because it is what it is. It's like what we're used to back in the day. Right. The prices are a little up there, but that's what this day and age has come to, I guess. So we shall see. We shall see. But they look really good.
Mm-hmm. Cool. And then we'll show this one more time, Thunderhawk. So speaking of, actually, we'll get to this first. They're going to be at Comic-Con, Loyal Subjects, and shout out to Toy News International, my guy JC. He dropped this today. Loyal Subjects is officially going to reveal their Comic-Con exclusive in San Diego next week, June 24th. So it's not too long from now. It's 5 days from now. And a leaked listing shows a variant of the Rhino. So that mobile defense unit, they can't call it the Rhino on the packaging anymore. They don't have the rights, but the MDU will have a metallic effect paint finish, according to this listing, and will include Matt Tracker, Brusato, which were included in the retro. But in addition to that, you'll have Matt's son, Scott Tracker, and his robot, T-Bob, will be included. So you'll have a metallic finish and 2 extra figs for the Comic-Con exclusive. KJ, you're going to Comic-Con. Does this tickle your fancy, or are you good with just the OG?
Man, I think I'm going to have to stick with the OG because my Comic-Con dance card is full. Marvel Snap, Mustafar, Cold Slither, the list goes on and on, man. But it would have been nice to have gotten that with the back metal, with that metallic finish, because that's what I was asking for.
Gotcha. All right. And we'll move on from there. Our dude Ace is the place, man. So he teased this today. And of course, it's the Thunderhawk Camaro 728. Of course, he calls it the Red Gullwing. I wonder if this is a Red Gullwing 2, because there was a Red Gullwing already. Or so yeah, this tease, Makina Labs is kind of their version of Mask and whatnot. So this was the tease, and coming soon to 2026. I don't know if we'll know more at JoeFest. So we'll have Tony on the floor reporting. He'll have to send us some images or whatever, or at least pick Ace's brain. Is Ace is there at JoeFest?
Yeah, he's here.
Cool. Hey, tell Ace I said West Side.
No doubt, always.
Do they have a panel? Does Ace? Do you know if Ramen Toy, are they part of
panel? I know they have a booth. He's with Patrick at Riot Press. and all that. So I'm not sure about the panels, and I'm sure about the sound system that they don't have anymore. They're telling everybody to bring their own crap. I'm like, oh wow,
Didn't you guys ruin panels last year? They decided
something
to stop doing
happened.
panels because of you
Something
guys.
happened.
Because of y'all.
Actually, didn't I did see Ed drop something on Facebook that was like, because of Joe Fest June, there's no more panels ever.
Wow.
No, but actually, he said the equipment didn't make it, or he had no equipment. Like seriously. So I don't
Yeah.
know if anyone has. Did you hear anything at the bar about that, Tony? From anybody?
It's just that all I heard is that they have no equipment. They're like, if you're on the panel in a panel, you still want to do a panel, you got to bring your own sound stuff. And I'm like, hey, if you were getting ready to do something big with your own sound system, meaning Ed himself, go to Sam's Club or Costco and get those Ion speakers with microphones. That'll be all you need. Get 2 of them. Those speakers will blast your voice through the whole place, and you'll be fine. But it'll be cheaper what they want you to spend. So we'll see. I put that on one of his. It was in Facebook. I just said, "Hey, this other DJ guy said the same thing." So we'll see what happens.
Cool. Jim Smith says Sunday is their panel, so I don't know if that's makes
Oh,
it. If anyone
ramen
knows,
or
well, ramen. But I'm saying if anyone knows if the panels are, I haven't followed up with Ed about that.
I'll know about it tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, we're alive now.
Unless I talk to him later. Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. But if anybody knows, anybody at JoeFest or anybody knows from Ed, whether there's still panels going on, let us know. Of course, Mark's not going to be at JoeFest. He's kind of doing JoeFest with us. So let us
I'm just
know.
tired
Yeah.
of all these masked vehicles having bootleg names. Like this mobile defense unit. It's like when the time the Hurricane comes in, it's just going to be slightly transforming vehicle is what's going to be on the box.
It's going to be the Typhoon, unless it's something already.
Yeah.
So actually for this one, they were calling it the Great White, but then I saw him just type shark.
Yeah. I like it. I like the decals and all that. Just in time for Jaw's 50th anniversary.
Right.
Yeah, we got the Porsche 928, and the pre-order for this one, and I'll go to Tony. The pre-order is at JoeFest, right? They're not going to have any physical stock. Does that mean physical stock to sell, or no? Do they not even going to have a sample? What do you think?
I don't think they're even going to have a sample yet.
Okay, so nothing to show at. Yeah, because he said production's still in progress. So it will ship. He says it's going to ship in July. So I don't know if it's. So it's just crazy that if he doesn't even have I would think it would have a sample if it's shipping in July, right? I don't know. We have some updates on the panel. Jim follows up. He says the ramen panel Sunday 2 to 3, so that's Eastern time because it's in Atlanta. And the collector helps us out. Panels are still on.
We'll see.
Very cool. And shout out to Murata Rubin. I actually asked him to hang out on the show, and then he just texted me now while we're live. So I don't know.
What up, Ruben?
What's up?
My brother.
Go before and you'll see the panel. Okay, cool. All right, cool. No more space, no mask for me. Yeah, that's pretty much the answer. All right, cool. Let's move on. So this will be at JoeFest. And just a quick shout to our dude Baldy Locks. He did about 300 streams this week, but more importantly, he reviewed Crystal Ball. Go check that out. He's one of the most creative, if not the most creative, G.I. Joe classified reviewer there is. And he had a fun review. Is it a peg warmer or is it the figure of the year? He asked the question. Go check out Baldy Locks reviews. And we got hit with the wave, so I ranked it all. This was a lot of fun putting together. Of course, I reviewed Blowtorch like a week ago or something, and then I just did some mini reviews for the rest of the wave and a little ranking video. So appreciate everyone who checked that out. And yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, bookmark it and check it out. Really appreciate it. And it was a fun video to put together. So stay tuned for that. And then here we go. Here's the news for No Joe June.
Hey, pretty much.
Yeah. Go ahead, Tony.
Yeah, no, pretty much, man. Skybound stuff with the comic and, another 2-pack release, and that's it. kind of lackluster.
Yeah. Do you feel this way too, KJ, or are you just cool with a break in between, or what's up?
I mean, I love everything that Skybound's doing with Energon Universe. So I thought it was pretty cool that they gave some time to Joshua Williamson. I mean, that would have been nice to have more toys and whatnot. Sure. What was the 2-pack that they talked about?
I think so. The Quick Kick and Beachhead.
Oh, right, the Night Force. Yeah, that's been since Toy Fair, so it didn't even like count to me. Basically, it was like, yeah, we knew about that, but you know, I'm always encouraging people to read those comics. Read issue 8. I mean, no spoilers from me, of course, but just really good stuff that's going on right now. You can collect the first 6 issues of G.I. Joe in trades right now. I showed off the Joe cover and the Cobra cover last episode. There's also Codename G.I. Joe that collects Duke and Scarlet and Destro and all those other tales and hardcover. So there's a lot of cool stuff that's happening from Skybound right now. And I just wish people would open up to more of the universe that's going on, because they feed one another. The toys, the comics, the shows, the tunes, the games, everything.
Yeah, Diagnostic 80 said it right on his stream. He said, people don't understand that Yo Joe June is a celebration of G.I. Joe. It's not just a celebration of G.I. Joe Classified, right? So I know, like, that's what drives, you know, YouTube clicks and YouTube posts, and because it's the hottest, you know, hot new toy line for $25 besides Jada, because it's been around for only, you know, 5 years. And yeah, it's like we got tons of Joe stuff everywhere. They did the Mass Device movie screening. You know, they're doing the comic stuff. They're just trying to spread some love to the brand. And look, because they don't have any media, guys. I mean, media as far as TV, animation, and really any movies or anything right now, other than rumors. This is their media, and they have to kind of like run with it, right?
Yeah. This is what's the main part of building out the world they have right now. Are those comics and sort of like tantalizing what they could do in future tee-ups. Like at the end of Rise of the Beasts, they hinted at a G.I. Joe Transformers collaboration. Now, whether that actually comes to pass, we'll see. You know, I love the animation. G.I. Joe Resolute, I could put that on right now. You know, so like there could be more of that, like something, anything, right? But this will work for right now.
And I want to point out what my man Jason's saying right now. He said he didn't see the spoiler alert, which we see right on the screen, right above his comment. And he had to pause it and go to the comic book store. So actually, when I woke up, you know, doom scrolling, I was like, oh, shit, I think 8 comes out today. And then I like went and got it digitally and then read it on a tablet at the gym. And then I came back home and watched the video because I didn't want to get spoiled by it. And I won't spoil it here, but I will say issue 8 was great. Did you guys read it? Tony, did you check it out?
No, I haven't checked it out yet. I haven't got a chance to get to the comic store at all. Hectic week.
Cool, KJ.
Same. Shout out to Woody. I have not read it yet, so I need to wait and sit down and read it all.
And you know, I kind of do agree with Matt, and that's why I was being sarcastic in my post of the one render. I was like, here's all the reveal. I think they just got to call an audible when things happen and go a little further. But look, we'll dive into that in a second. DWH says, I love the Energon world, but I think it deserved another spotlight separate from Yo Joe June festivities. I think they could just do more, like do the comic stuff and do the toys. Like, why do you have to do one or the other? Keep Skybound out your flipping mouth.
Mr. Magus.
Love it. All right, so we'll talk. E-Worthy, I'm going to star your comment because we're going to get into that. Energon recap felt like it belonged to PulseCon or 1027. I mean, you could be part of G.I. Joe. It just shouldn't be like the main attraction of the week, but we'll get into that right now. So many of the comments that we're getting right in this chat are this. Yo, Joe, June, Gloom. No,
Joe June.
Marvel Legends June. I mean, they did drop, you know,
they killed it.
Garganos and all the Marvel Capcom packs this month and kind of stole some of the shine. And Star Wars actually feels like it had a better month in a way. I'll go to you, Tony, man. I mean, how you feeling about this? We're not gonna don't get into specifics. We've been doing that every week, but just overall, how you feeling about this Yo Joe June? Are you with this, or are you still optimistic with the week left?
I mean, so far it's just not enough. This is supposed to be Yojo June. I mean, go all out every time. So I don't know where they're at right now. I'm just happy with what I'm getting. I'm lucky to get the whole wave of the new stuff. But let us know some more, man. I mean, I know the month's not over,
Mhm.
but so far it's been kind of like okay with the last. Everybody is on the kind of the same page with the last stream they had, and it was kind of lackluster. Unless you're real big in the comics, and I would be. I just haven't gotten myself to. I'm into the Larry Hama written, G.I. Joe, Real American Hero stuff. Not necessarily the Energon, but all that stuff's cool too. I've seen some of it, and it looks pretty badass. But a little lackluster with this Yo Joe June. I'm down with that no Joe June. What's going on here? But that's just me wanting more. That's all.
And
Hey,
Tony, you might want to take a look at the new Hama issues that Skybound's producing.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Hama's still,
Okay.
yeah, they're still making Hama issues.
He's here. He'll be here tomorrow.
That's cool. That's cool.
Nice. That's what's up. Cool. Yeah, KJ, just follow up on that. And where's your mindset with this Yojo June? Is it all June gloom, or are you still a little optimistic with a week left?
I think a lot of energy got zapped out of the leaks that we kept getting earlier in this year. The legs, the head sculpts, like all the spoilers, basically, right? Even official ones from Toy Fair, seeing that Night Force quick kick in Beachhead months ago, right? And then they're going to still wheel it back out for that live stream. So I think if they know that Yojo June is established for one of their flagship lines and classified series, now 5 years running, they gotta leave space and time for it, and maybe keep things, I don't know, maybe a little bit quieter. Like there's already a lot of gear. Like we're a hell of a lot closer to number 200 in the line than we were. You know what I'm saying? Like even the stuff that's out right now, 170, 180. Like what's 190 going to be? What is 200 going to be? And it'll be pretty soon. It's a big ass collection. So I don't fault them for not oversaturating June, but you gotta give us more than that.
Yeah, no, I agree. There's a perfect medium there. You don't have to release a wave every week or something like that. Like, look, we've only gotten 2 waves this week. Some people are just getting the second wave now. Some other people are gonna have to wait for a little bit. The next one, supposedly, according to Full Force, shout out to Chris, Snake Eyes V4 is hitting the port. So maybe in a few weeks, a month, you'll start seeing it come down. But then after that, we have nothing for mainline waves. We have retros, deluxes, exclusives, whatever, but we have no other mainline wave, right? After Major Blood remake wave with Battle Armor, Cobra Commander, Monkey Wrench, and Snake Eyes. We have no other wave announced. I mean, there is stuff in the pipeline, but a lot of it's exclusive, a lot of it's deluxe. So maybe, I mean, Comic-Con, they just gonna announce one mainline wave. We're gonna wait a month. So we got that. Let's got a couple questions here pertaining this. Has Yojo June, I'm gonna go to KJ on this. Has Yojo June always been a thing? Because I swear I've only heard about it when classified started getting hot.
Yeah, I think the first Yojo June that they did officially was probably the second year. I remember the first year of classified, Emily wasn't on the team, and the Joe streams they had then were really boring.
Oh yeah.
There was one where Mark from Transformers was actually part of the team, and he was talking about how they changed the guns for the Walmart 3.75-inch retro collection. And then there was some guy, drier than toast, but shout out to him because he was like, yo, you still wanted that deluxe Snake Eyes, it's back. I was like, yo, I take back everything I said about this guy. Emily came in and I think really added a lot of enthusiasm and energy. And I think, if I had to guess, I bet you Yojo June came from her. So I think year 2 is when you start seeing Yojo June and everything else, the 40th anniversary, just really celebrating the brand and what it meant to collectors throughout the ages.
And then what are your thoughts on that, Tony? Do you remember Yojo June back in the day, or is this something new for the new Hasbro classified line?
No, I remember it from back in the day. It's just what they're giving us now is okay. But I'm like, I want more. I mean, I want the whole month. Like they said they were going to do a stream every week, and then it turns out to be what it is with the.
Yep. And then there's one more comment I want to get to. Oh, am I echoey? Do you guys hear an echo?
Yeah, I hear an echo. It's not from me. I'm muted. Mine.
Oh, I know what it is. It's someone backstage, maybe.
And
No, I don't hear it anymore. Okay, cool. We're gonna have a couple people backstage. Do we get a double stream next week, or is it gonna be an unboxing video of the Rattler? Okay, so I talked about this with some people, and week 3's plan was always this comic Energon universe, according to the Full Force, right? That said, we all think they should, with everything that happened last week, with the cancellation, just shadow dropping pre-orders, there should have been an audible. Doesn't mean they have to do a fan stream that takes them a lot of production time and stuff like that. They should have just did a post. Here's some name onlys. Do they have any digital renders laying around that they haven't used yet? Just something else. It could have been small. It could have been just some kind of update for classified figures besides one render and a comic stream. Like that's just my thing, just to give it called. As far as next week, Rattler unboxing is, I believe, from all sources I hear, right? Don't know, things change. Rattler unboxing is Wednesday. That's what we're hearing, okay? And my prediction is at the very end, they're going to pull one of those after credit MCU things. Hold on, we ain't going nowhere yet. We didn't forget about you. HasLab reveal, Snowcat, whatever the hell it's going to be, right? And then I think it's just going to be like one of those 360 renders, like the Dragonfly was. Unless they have a great gray mold, I can't see them doing 2 unboxings next week, right, KJ? Is that like, wouldn't that be like way too much, like to unbox a Rattler and then all of a sudden show the Snowcat?
No, that wouldn't be too much. No.
2 HasLabs. Do you think? Wouldn't they be even though the Rattler is already paid for? I don't think they would want the Rattler over, like, shadowed by the new one.
If it were up to me, they would crowdfund 2 HasLabs. I would have them crowdfund a Joe HasLab and a Cobra HasLab at the same time. So for me, unboxing one HasLab and previewing another, it's nothing. Do it. I've been waiting on so many of these things for ages. Yeah, like we're ready.
Cool.
Matt gets it. He gets it. Yeah. Cobra Night Raven HasLab. Yeah.
Way behind on comments. Oh, let's fucking go. KJ look at this. Team KJ. Like I said, I think at the very end of the Rattler unboxing, they're still gonna talk about the Snowcat. Like they're gonna show us something. A render. I don't like, in my opinion, they'll show us something.
I love our chat, man. I love these guys so much, man.
Dude, appreciate you, man.
Shout out to Trey, man. Real.
Yeah. Bummed we can't hang and see each other at JoeFest this year, but Tony will be there. And let's see what we got from Blitz. With the upcoming HasLab announcement and current HasLab unboxing allegedly scheduled for next week, I'm trying not to get my hopes up. Don't want to set myself up again. We're gonna get. Look, I've been chatting with the guys. We're getting something next week. They just don't know officially what it is. And Emily does do a lot for the brand. Unfortunately, she does a lot for Hasbro, so it pulls her away from the brand, which it really hurts G.I. Joe when she can't just focus on that.
Oh, Matt hit us up with the super chat, homie. KJ,
I'll let you read it, KJ.
KJ gets a super chat for that 101 Joe and 1 Cobra HasLab each year. We have a lot to get to. Thank you very much, man. And I was just about to say, it's like, we just love this stuff. Like, I'm looking at this, just playing with the Hot Wheels Sky Striker. No shit. I would start looking on eBay to be like, well, I need to go ahead and get that HasLab Sky Striker since I'm in a Sky Striker kind of mood right now. So imagine getting this from Hot Wheels. Imagine getting that Night Raven. Imagine getting the Conquest. Imagine getting just a his tank Hot Wheels that you can keep on your like we had the Jetta Toys minifigs, the mini vehicles, but we need it from that Hot Wheels die cast. That's what the streets need. That's what I need. I want to get the Mobat from Hot Wheels. I want to get a HasLab Mobat. I want to get all of the things. I still say they do Terror Drome. Do it in the quarters. So someone insane like me can order 4 quarters of a Terror Drome and put that bitch together. Like, I'll flip the extra fire bats because you know it's going to come with the fire bat. I'll flip the extra fire bats to pay for it. But just something. You got to give us something, man. We're out here starving. We stay starving out here.
I'm going to pull a 360. We got one more segment before we bring our guests on. Now, this Energon panel right here, right, guys? Should this have been where they maybe have teased or name only dropped or announced that they would be working together in synergy to do an Energon X classified figure line or wave or whatever. Looks like Tony's texting his JoeFest buddy, so I'll go to you, KJ, on this, and then I'll pull back to.
I'll keep it really quick because I really want to hear from Tony about this one. We already have.
Are you good, Tony?
Oh yeah.
Tony, take it away.
What do you want? What do you need?
That's why I went to KJ.
All right.
Look,
so anyway, so Transformers already has the Void Rivals set coming for San Diego Comic-Con. That's our first EU Energon Universe branded set, right? Or we saw earlier the first Sarge figure was done under what they called the Artist Collection, and that was kind of their first windowless box art figure, if memory serves correctly. So I say that they bring back that Artist Collection, bro. Like, but do it for Energon Universe. So we got, Mini Mercer with the Sarge 2-pack. All right, yeah, shit happens. Give us that gargantuan McFarlane 7-inch scale Mercer and branded EU. Yes, big ass arms.
Holy shit, he's freaking huge, dude.
Yeah, Mercer is no joke in Skybound, man. And one of my favorite issues. So one light spoiler for G.I. Joe number 2, I believe. I think it's 2. No, it's number 1. So the Valkyries are in the science lab base or whatever, right? And basically anyone who's wounded, they take those bitches out. And that's why they're called Valkyries, because in mythological terms, Valkyries lead warriors, slain warriors, to Valhalla. That's like what Valkyries do. So the Cobra Valkyries, basically anyone wounded, anyone still alive, lights out. And I'm like, that's ice cold. And it was Mercer who was describing that, while he basically had one of the Joes in a chokehold because he's that massive. So just from a story standpoint, knowing that Mercer will become an X-Viper and will join Slaughter's Renegades. Slaughter's Marauders. No, he's Renegades, right? It's him.
He's Renegades. They changed it, remember?
Oh, right. Mad Marauders. So anyway, yeah, from a story standpoint, that's something cool that you had this hulking Viper flip modes. Like, what the fuck happened to Mercer that made him become a Joe? Something had to happen. So this is
Dr. Venom's Venom. Dr. Venom's Venom, maybe.
Bane's Venom.
Right. So, I mean, but the question stands though, and we'll show some of these. I got a few figures. I mean, how would you do this, Tony? Would you announce it here or in your Dune? I mean, you could save it for San Diego Comic Con, right? So it's based on comics. That kind of makes sense. And Skybound has a panel too. I would love for Skybound. Skybound usually does their panel first, usually on the first day. Do their panel, right, with the Transformers, Void Rivals, G.I. Joe, and then just be like, hey, we got we got to deal with Hasbro. We got figures coming. You don't even have to say anything else or name drop a couple. And then on the G.I. Joe panel, show the renders. Like, I think that synergy, like them working together, would be dope. They don't let Lenny stay in his own lane. He doesn't have to copy the comics. The comics don't have to. I like that they kind of do their own thing. But but people want this, and a lot of it's going to be repaint. Not this dude. Grab a Colossus buck, and cover the silver paint. Yeah, go ahead, Tony.
I mean, that big? He's Colossus huge? I mean, I don't got the comics. You tell me.
The comics they kind of do, and you're missing out. You're missing out. That drives me nuts. You would love the shit out of these comics, bro. Bro.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No,
they are insane.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
need to
but
pick some of at least the ARAH ones that Larry Hama's doing.
yeah, the new one, the new Hama ones. But I just want to say, like, that's kind of the magic you can do with comics, right? That's how you can get, Wolverine, who's sort of this runt character, but he still just combs through hordes of enemies
Mhm.
and ninjas and mercs and whatnot. It's just about
Yeah.
dynamism.
Mark,
And yeah,
Just want to say something real quick and be a good YouTuber for once. We have more people watching the show now than we did on our panel at Augusta. So the least thing you could do is just hit like. That's it. Thumbs up, guys. Thumbs up. We got Mark coming in a little bit. I think about 5-10 minutes or so, and we're just kind of going over some wish list items right now. We got a super
yo,
chat from Woody.
Woody.
Hold up, Tony. I'm gonna let you read it, bro.
hey, shout out to McDonald's on Plymouth Avenue in Fall Riv, my old stomping ground in the homie Trav. Good show, guys. Keep up the bomb content.
Woody, thank you so much, man.
Well, if
Appreciate you.
I knew that was for me, I would have read it. I didn't know, but I was just trying to get us all in. Dude, thank you so much. Plymouth Ave and Fall Riva guy. Hey, that's 10 minutes from where I'm from. Cool, man. Cool. All
Woody
right.
Wood was
We
good.
got
Shout out to
our guest is
DVM.
in the what up? Say it again. Sorry about that.
I'm just giving a shout out to DVM. That's all.
Okay. Very
And also
cool.
Pure
All right.
Soul and yeah.
Yeah. Nice to see some folks. They gone, DVM. All right, we got a few more characters we're gonna go over and then bring our guest in. I think how would you do this, KJ? They could show this anywhere. Do you have a preference of where they could show this? Do you think Comic-Con is a good idea? And then how would you place Energon in classified? Would you have one figure per wave? Would you do a whole pack? Would you do 2 packs, like Pulse exclusive? Like what if you were the business manager at Hasbro and you got to deal with Skybound? Like how you doing this shit?
That's exactly what I would do. I would do it piecemeal because you want it to be an advertisement for the comics. So I'd be like, here is the Energon Mercer. Here's the Energon Baroness, who has a very distinctive look, has this chrome outfit with the blue star. Exactly, right? Because if you do like a whole wave, you're really betting on people, enjoying this content, and they're not. How many Snake Eyes origin figures are we still seeing out there? You get what I'm saying? Like you
Yeah.
still see Origins, Akiko, and Scarlet and whatnot. You can't always bet on that. So just do the one figure, right? Do the Duke Energon. Do it with the previous trade. That bearded look is great. Let's have a battle damaged head sculpt. Like it's already there. It's right there for the taking. It's going to be awesome. We already got Hawk, an Energon Stalker, right? Give him like a scar on his face or something. There's some really cool stuff you can do, and just do one per wave, right? And still have it be part of the numbered. You don't have to do it set it aside like the retro card backs or anything like that. With that, we got like this really long talk with Joshua Williamson. I would do like mini talks for every issue and put that on the Joe Instagram, put it on TikTok, put it on
because
Facebook.
you're right. Most people they'll watch 3 hours of us and 2 hours of full force, but they're not going to watch 25 minutes of them talking about comics. Do 5-minute drops, right?
Right.
Cool. Tony, you like this drop right here? You could do 3 face sculpts. You could do the battle damage head, as he mentioned. You could do the bearded look, which I know Lenny's a big fan of the bearded Duke, and you could go with either uniform. You could actually make this into 2 figures because he's got 2 entirely different duds that he has in classified.
Yeah, I mean, why not go for both of them? I mean, if you want to do that, I mean, look, he's got the plate carrier, he's got the bandolier, he's got the sleeves that are green. The other ones, he's got the elbow pads and everything. I mean, you want to do every look or do not too many a wave? Well, then hey, they're all going to love you because you give them both of them. Why wouldn't they? Can you hear anybody complaining if they give you?
I could, but just a small handful of people who don't like change because they're afraid of something
right
coming across.
And that's silly to me because Classified already gave you old school. They gave you the video game Duke. They already gave you the classified, carded retro Duke. What more do you want? I'm good. I have the retro Duke and I have a custom, or I'll make customs of these. I mean, these look freaking cool, and they go in with the comic book. So go for it.
The end goal is more cool shit, more dope shit. Give me that shit.
That Cobra Commander is sick. Yeah.
I still want the IDW Cobra Commander, the one that gets the
I want all of the loot.
Well, look at this Coco. You got the face, the iconic, face that you got on the top right, where he's got the helmetless face with that deranged watchman-like smiley face that's like scarred on with Ripper, and then you could have the trench coat be like, and I don't even care if these are deluxe price, man. Give him the trench coat with the hat, that would be cool. And you got like the new gear on the left. And hold on, we got another super chat. Thank you guys. Todd C, Tony, Tonarat, catch me digging through your girl's foxhole. Asian, but I rock a bandana like I'm Pac though.
Rankin Files. That's from Word Burglar. That's dope. That's from the Rankin File joint. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, we got two more, and we're gonna bring our guest on. I just wanted to show off Chameleon. She's a fan favorite. They pulled in from a lot of the lore, a lot of the G.I. Joe lore to pull in and make this. And look, you could have the figure with the extra helmet, right? Or the helmet could be its own face sculpt since she has the long hair with the goggles. And this is an instant winner. To me, I like the idea of 2-packs. So I would do Bearded Duke and G.I. Baroness. I would do Cobra Commander and Chameleon. And maybe Mercer and Risk as like an exclusive because they're not as popular characters, but you have it like Pulse exclusive, and then people will have to buy it. But the other ones could be mainline since you have Cobra Commander and Duke in there and Baroness as popular characters. That's just some thought. And like maybe 2-packs aren't too bad. If you have them, maybe limited quantities on Pulse, or like you have just Duke and Commander mainline, I think it could sell, even if it's comic. You could still put Energon there, but since it's Duke and Cobra Commander, people will probably buy it. That's just where I would do. That's what I would do. I don't know, like selling like a Risk figure by himself, a Chameleon figure by himself, mainline would be not a good idea. You know what I mean? Because comics are still kind of niche in a way, sadly. You know what I mean? We have to think about that. I think KJ brought up a great point about those Snake Eye movie figures. That's a movie and it didn't sell. So they're probably a little scared about comics, even if the comics are good. Here's the last one.
Risk.
Risk is another good one. Tony, how you feeling about this guy right here?
Hey, he looks good, man. He looks good. Is what Colonel Hawk brought him in. Right? He's been planned for a while, and he looks good, man. Give us the coat, give us the plate carrier, give us the business suit, whatever. He'd be pretty badass. Big old shotgun as well. Let's go. Lever action.
Just little things like the belt buckle or the
his tie,
all that. The brass
discount roll keeper. Nice. And Matt brings up a good point. Shout to Full Force. They showed in their stream the Night Force Flint and Lady J 2-pack panel that was from issue number 7. So that would be really cool there. So that would obviously be something. Yeah, I like, again, I don't know if I do an Energon wave. I think KJ brought up a great point. Maybe separately a 2-pack or one figure at a time, and in waves. You could do a wave of 4 figures, and one of them could be Energon. You know what I mean? I don't know if I do like a whole wave of it.
Yeah, just to tease it out. Just tease it.
Like, just a little bit. Yeah.
Cool.
Agree.
We do have one more thing to talk about G.I. Joe, but I think we could talk about it with our guest. Oh, someone pressing buttons?
Uh-oh.
All right, no, never mind. Woody, will you be at JoeFest? Toyomic wants to know.
Nope.
He's not going to be there. Okay, cool.
Same time here.
Here he is. Yeah, here we go. He's working while he's streaming.
Bring that old man in
Mark
here.
Vuncannon, everybody.
Hey, guys. Oh, it's good to see you guys, man. It's been a long time.
What's up, man?
KJ, what's happening, brother?
Well, look, I got to do this live, right? I got this, and I told Tony I was going to break this time. So I got the peg adapter, because the last time I went live on my show, I broke a lot of shit. All right, I did it. I took it off. Didn't break shit. All right, look at
nice.
This. Check me out. I got the mech lower. All right, I'm too sexy for my legs. Too sexy for.
Oh, look at that.
This is the bomb diggity. Look at that.
I love it, man.
Toilet shit, man. Look at
Look at it. Respect.
You can't fuck with me on this, man. I'll blow your ass up with this, man. Come on.
No, man.
I got what
You got an AA Sentry gun, man. It's awesome.
Look, man, I got it with the drone. I can flip this around. I won't do it now because I don't want to break anything. Right, Tony? Okay. More on that later.
Johnny put that big old missile drone on a freaking
I'm saying it had 16
on a Jeep.
All right, look, David says, I've got stuff loaded up in my cart. Come on, Mark, give us a coupon code.
Here we go. That's why you
okay.
tuned
So
All
here's
right,
the
well,
deal.
hold on.
So I was able to, right before I got on, I was able to get you guys a 10% off all weapons, all guns. All we did is toy kind of mood. ATKM. That's all you got to do for the coupon code, and that's good till midnight tonight.
ATKM.
I'll put it up in the banner.
ATKM, 10% off all guns.
Tonight.
Like it.
Tonight and a JoeFest tonight. Well, no, it's not JoeFest till tomorrow.
All right. Is it guns and loadouts or just guns?
Just weapons, just guns.
Weapons.
Like rifles,
Okay,
pistols.
Cool. All right, cool.
Small
Very
arms
cool.
stuff.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, Mark. Thank you so much.
Oh man, I wish
I
I could
knew
do
that
more.
question-
We're under the gun right now, man. We're just trying to get all these gigantic things out the door.
Yeah, let me edit
Those
that,
things.
actually.
Woo!
Do you guys notice anything weird back there?
My phone is so tiny, I can't see.
They got that phalanx action. Whoa.
Uh-oh.
Whoa. Okay.
Oh,
Dude just put a tank turret. You turned an APC into a tank.
they got half a mauler.
We could probably talk about that later as we're going through this, but yeah.
Someone
and I
had
got
asked
something
that
else on
question earlier. Someone asked that question earlier if you were doing a turret for it. So
Hold on, I want to give a quick shout out to Matt O'Brien, man. He showed us some more love earlier.
go ahead, KJ.
The
Matt's a good
holy
guy.
grail of nerdiness tonight. God, I feel like such a fanboy. I can't wait to pick up my phalanx on Saturday. And I just wanted to, and Moody, I only just need a few seconds. It is dope that you put up that phalanx directly onto your site and skip the whole crowdfunding thing, the whole Kickstarting thing. So, like, what was behind that by saying you didn't need this platform anymore because of how established Gridiron was in
But I think, that says everything to the. I mean, that's really a testament to our customer base, man. We have such a loyal, just a really loyal group of good customers, man. They're just behind us, and taking risks. When we're a small company, and we don't shy away from like the fact that to come out with something as big as the phalanx, and especially at that price point, I know that's nothing to laugh about. That's something we got to be serious about. So
You're sideways, sitting
Why am I
sideways over here.
Paul Wall.
I don't know.
going on?
Travis, do something, man.
Are you on your phone?
No, I'm on a pad.
Well, you just spun it. You just spun it yourself.
I haven't touched anything, man. I'm not
Whatever.
doing anything.
Other way. There you go.
Okay.
I'm not touching it, man. I swear.
I know.
Okay.
But yeah,
He
man,
wants 11% off.
that's a big deal.
Baldy lots.
Here you go, Mark. I'll give you a question. Does that include guns connected to wheels?
What?
No.
Very funny.
Good question.
Mountain time is still
No,
Pacific time.
motherfucker.
I didn't realize that. But yeah. Very cool. All right, we got one more guy joining us right now. Mark's buddy. He can't ever go to JoeFest, so we'll have him hanging out. And he's vertical as fuck. Marauder Ruben in the house.
He's vertical because he was taking that Viagra. That's that.
He's vertical as shit.
I could swap the. How about that?
Oh, that's nice, man. That's nice.
Yay!
Okay, there we go.
Learning
You know, us-
StreamYard
us-
101.
Us old people,
Look at all these shit. Look at all these shills here.
Man, look at all
I
these
like it
fucking
when you lay it
shills.
horizontal. When you
Ruben's
lay it
my
down
boy,
horizontal,
What's up, Mark?
it's
What's up,
better
buddy?
that way.
Cool.
Mark totally made Yojo June with the phalanx. Can't wait for it to arrive.
Oh.
David Warren. Lovely.
Thank you, brother.
Lovely. You know what? While I got you guys here, let's talk about Yojo June real quick, and we'll get to gridiron stuff. We got a lot to talk about, but this was the one reveal this week. And shout out to the great Tonino, Tony Colello, who dropped this nice high res image today. And look, this is pretty much of a gridiron wheelhouse. I could see this being used to kind of showcase many of your vehicles and stuff that KJ is showing on the screen and stuff like that. So what do you think, Mark, of the Night Force Beachhead and Quick Kick render that we got here?
Yeah, I think I'm disappointed like most in the turnout, the last couple weeks here.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is a good set. I mean, I don't want to say I'm not a big sub team guy, but Night Force always kind of has its place. Like there's always a legitimate strategic collectible there for me. Like I can put a team together and that makes sense. And we like all the shadow stuff and some of the dark vehicles. So I'm kind of excited because the Quick Kick body alone, it seems like, man, there's a bunch of stuff we can do there,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm really hot on the digital beachhead pants stuff, but
I like it.
I think it's kind of one of those things that either you're in it or you're not, it's kind of a hard one.
Yeah. I'm going to go to Ruben in a second. I saw Carson Metaxa, shout out to 3djoes.com. He'll be at JoeFest. I saw a comment he left on this, and he said he's afraid that Digi camo is only on the front, and that because you can see all the sides.
Yeah.
Are like, it looks just like a solid gray, and that would, the whole cost cutting thing, and then only having it in the front. I mean, I don't know how many times you're really going to see it from the back, but you could if they're facing Cobra enemies. Opposite. Ruben, how you feeling about this set? And then are you worried about the Digicam on Beachhead?
I like the set. Like I said, I'm an old school head. So these new to G.I. Joe type class fans, I mean, I in the elite group, I was watching all them crying and complaining about that. Like, why are we getting this? Why ain't getting this? But if you've been a collector for over 20, 30 years, you understand that these sub teams is part of G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
Get over it. It's nothing new. It's been going on for 30 plus years. I like the Quick Kick. I like the addition to it. I mean, it looks good. There's a lot you can do with that book. And Beachhead,
right there.
If you remember that Toys R Us set, yeah, why not? It's what we're gonna get,
Yeah, Tony, how you feeling as a customizer? Does pants bother you? Are you cool with them? Or what? How you feeling about this set in general?
No, I saw the original one like this, and I think on his left leg he had like G.I. Joe and the stripes and a star. I don't know if it was Venom Valor or Pursuit of Cobra, whatever. He was like this, or whatever Night Force came out with. I'm pretty sure it's digital on the back of his legs too, but if not, I mean, I'm different because if it's not to what I like, I'm gonna customize the shit out of it, right? If I don't like the quilted, look on his sweater, I'll change it, or I'll change the legs. It's kind of funny that they gave us two different patterns, but I think that's kind of what he looked like back in the day.
Busy. Yeah, it's very busy.
He's very busy, and I'm not used to Beachhead being that way. But I mean, I can fix it, or whatever. I mean, I did make a custom Quick Kick like this a while ago, based on Ronan Doodle's artwork that he did. He did a digibash of this very Quick Kick, this very same Quick Kick, where he's got the tactical everything, except he's still Quick Kick. He's got his bare arms, his bare chest, plate carrier. The two head sculpts are cool. He's got his blades, his chucks. They both got weapons galore. I like it. I can do something with it. That's what I'm saying. It's cool.
KJ, you like this?
I do, but when it comes to the figures themselves, I'm glad we get a lot of stuff with the pack, but less is more. So shout out to Johnny Reno, shout out to Cage's Customs. Like when that dude does it, it looks straight out the packaging. I still want his tan grunt. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do his version of the tan grunt. But like with that Night Force Shockwave, I'm either gonna Winsor Newton the shit off the pants, or I'm going to go over it with some black primer, maybe add some green primer to it, so it's like black green. and just paint directly over it. So it's like less is more. Like you can either keep what you have on the sleeves and just leave it at that. They have no reason to lack confidence in their designs
I got
or their
some for you,
visual sense.
KJ, if you need it.
Oh, I got some, bro. I appreciate you, man. I got it covered. I got it covered. I'll show you. I still got the good stuff too. I don't have the water based. I have the old shit still. But you can, less is more as far as simplicity. There's a coolness to simplicity. Like even my dudes, both Tony and Johnny sent me retro Snake Eyes, and it's a perfect figure because it's a classic. Hold on a second.
Cool. And I just want to give a quick shout out to Full Force. Did this comparison today. The Bruce Lee, obviously. With that, I know Tony is a big fan. So a nice ode from Tony and Lenny for this. And then I threw in Billy from the Predator because how could you not when you see his tactical look?
But as far as my point in simplicity goes, it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much, even with the Mezco Commando Snake Eyes and everything else, right? There's a simplicity to this. There's like an essence to this where we do the rest in our brain. And the more shit you put on a figure like this, the less our brain picks up the slack, basically. Right. And it becomes less of a plaything, right? So just go with your gut, and you can do less, but it doesn't really take much for these Joes in these sub-teams.
Cool. All right. I think that closes out Yojo June, but it's time to get into JoeFest. So before we really hit on the gridiron stuff, we're going to run through a little preview of JoeFest. I mean, it starts like now. Tony's there, right? But yeah, I appreciate Mark and Marauder Ruben hanging out. This is kind of the JoeFest June panel. And as our description says, if you're new to the channel, you're fans of Ruben, fans of Vuncannon, and you just want to hang, subscribe if you want, and like the show. We really appreciate that. And then another reminder, use ATKM at gridironprops.com for 10% off Gizzets, guns and blasters and all that, rifles and 10% off tonight until midnight Pacific time, right? Is that what we're doing? 3 a.m. Eastern?
Yep.
Cool. Till 3 a.m. Eastern. And yeah, 150 people watching. Like the show. That's all we need. There's a like. All right, JoeFest. Shout out to Ed Schumacher. Couldn't be there last year. We had a panel called JoeFest June. It was a lot of fun, minus some audio issues. We had a good time, Tony, right? It was a blast. From what we hear in the chat, all the panels are a go. I know Ed said so there's some equipment problems or whatever. And looks like it's going to be happening. And if you got questions for Mark, I'll save them. Don't worry about it. And I see some people repeating their questions. Well, I star them. We'll get to them right now. But first up, Skeletron's got their updates. We're big fans of theirs, the Robo Skull. And my other ride is the Robo Skull bumper sticker. These guys are always innovative and fun, and it's for the Vamp, not the Vamp, sorry, the Stinger. And you could get that bumper sticker right at their Skeletron booth at JoeFest if you're in Augusta. And then on the left, Marauder. You want to talk about the Marauder gun runners?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they got their Skeletron Marauder collab figures going, so you'll see them when you get there, or whoever's going to be there.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and they call these the Skeletroopers. So they're in a collaboration there, and these are 3-3-4 118. We're gonna do a little 118, Ruben. So I'm gonna be kicking to you. Here we go. So that's Skeletron. Shout out to Ben. Wish I could stay up till 2 a.m. in the lobby having a couple of beers with you, man. But not this year. Next year. All right. Shout out to a good friend of the channel, Chris Scott, Grindhouse Toys. He's got a Kickstarter going on that just launched. It looks dope. Ruben, do you know much about what's going on with this?
I've been watching it. I like what they're doing. The packaging is awesome. You know, like that Blockbuster VHS cassette case they had. But the packaging is going to be different on these, I believe. So they look nice, especially for O-ring figures. I mean, highly articulated O-ring figures, you know what I mean? So it's nice. It's nice.
Yep. A couple questions I want to go to. We got a super sticker from Saya, $4.99. Thank you so much. We will get to your question, I promise. Actually, you know what? You gave us $5. Let's just go to your question now. You know what I mean? Like, let's serve the people. Right here, we'll go to you, Mark. Will you be doing more collabs like you did with Monster Force?
Yeah, I mean, we're still with Monster Force now, so it's, but I think what's happening right now, like our shift of almost our trajectory of how our business is going, with especially the scale of the vehicles and just seeing the overall like turnout that people were actually like, like I said earlier, taking a risk on us. We're probably going to be putting off any new collabs just to make sure we're strengthening our position where we're at right now.
Makes sense. Yeah,
and
I'm not trying to do too much.
You'll see by tonight where my head's at, so you'll know.
Cool. Yep. We got a lot to go. So, and Tony, if you got to get back to JoeFest, I know you're fun hanging out, but if you're at JoeFest, you want to, just let us know, and we won't hold you up too much. All right,
he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, these are his people right here. He's not going nowhere. He's staying in his room
he's
tonight.
My boy.
Look at this. Just notice you guys are shilled out with that gear too. Oh, all of us got the gridiron shirt. Yeah, we're Team Gridiron tonight. All right, cool. World War Hell. Mark, what do you think about this? I know you mostly do 112, but you do serve 118 when you can. How you feeling about Chris's project here with World War Hell?
Oh, dude, I love it, man. I'm, and Ruben and I go way back, man, with all this World War II throwback and, Vietnam stuff. So, I mean, the visuals on here alone are just freaking, they're grabbing me. And I'm, at heart, I'm a 118 guy. So this is right up my alley, man. I'm digging it. I'll definitely be supporting this.
Mm-hmm. Cool. KJ, you want to shine in on that? I know you were doing 118 heavy for a minute.
Yeah. I'm still doing 118 stuff. I'm looking at a whole bunch of Higher Joes and Joy Toy right now. This stuff looks great, man. I think there's a lot of room for a premium 118 still out there, especially with something like this World War Hell. I can imagine them like doing like demons from different mythological wars, like coming back, like from Japan, feudal Japan wars, Mongolian conquests. Like there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with that.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, this looks pretty cool.
Real quick, he needs 72. He's at 66. Let's get this funded during JoeFest, right? Let's get it. Let's get to 300. Yep.
The other thing is, man, I can see us definitely supporting that line with 118 vehicles for sure.
You heard it here first, right here. So yeah, go check it out. World War Hell on Kickstarter right now. I'll just run through a couple images. Look at that stuff.
Sorry.
I believe this
That was
weekend
funny.
they're gonna get a good bump from JoeFest. That's usually what they'll get a good spike there.
Absolutely. Yeah. Chris is good people, man. I hung out with him and Ben last year and had a great time, great conversations. And that's what JoeFest is all about, man. I wish could have happened, but next year. But I'm glad we're doing this panel, and I really appreciate everyone hanging out with us tonight. It means the world that you guys are hanging out and doing the panel with us. All right, let's get to our buddy Bill Murphy. He was going to be on originally yesterday, and due to some film stuff, look, I was working and couldn't make it happen. But this is awesome. We have a full panel tonight, and we will bring back Fresh Monkey Fiction following JoeFest. So I don't know if it'll be next week or the following week, but we will have Fresh Monkey. We'll have Bill Murphy from Big Bad Workshop and FMF coming on and talking about different lines. But you can go and seek him out. They're going to have a panel. And they have a pre-order launch event, which is tomorrow. The main panel. Let's see if it's tomorrow. No, it's going to be on Saturday. So the Saturday panel will be on the main room at 3:00 Eastern on Saturday, June 21st. Go check out that Big Bad Workshop panel. That's going to be amazing. Last year, the panel was awesome. And then go visit the booth. Return to the gold button. They're doing a full pre-order launch event. I'm not going to run through everything they got. We'll talk to Bill about that later with the World of Eagle Force. But I do want to give a shout to our guy. I mean, it's Axel, right, Tony?
Yeah.
Downtown Sergeant Brown. Talk to me about this guy.
Downtown Sergeant Brown. Eagle Force is going to be here. It looks pretty crazy. I don't know too much about it, but I'm anxious to get down there and check it out.
I'm sorry. This dude looks like Jordan Peele. He looks like he's from a Key and
He
Peele.
does. He does.
He's about to like call an AA run in class or
It
something.
looks
I was
crazy.
gonna say KJ. I was gonna say thank God it's Sergeant Brown and not Dale Brown, because they already did that figure in the classified line for the Alpine.
Hell no.
You realize people don't know who that is.
Yeah, well they should educate yourself, but no, it's this guy right here. I mean, right on the right, Beverly Hills Cop, Axel Foley, Netflix. Yeah, so I like the background. It kind of reminds me of GTA 6. Like the artwork, the art design, pretty dope. But yeah, so go check them out. They'll have the exclusive that we got here, Downtown Sergeant Brown. I think at the booth right there, $30, limit 2 per day. Go visit the booth, and then press 112 Fiends. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, baby.
That's what's up. Got to see this in hand and the paint master of it, and it's freaking glorious. And Mark, this one's packed out. It's got your rifle in there, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
More than that.
It's got a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, talk to me about your feelings on this exclusive on the Phantom Corps command unit.
Oh, huge, man. I think, Bill and I have talked about these things several times where I think the Army builder, like that part of Monster Force, I don't even think everybody's really getting a full like concept of that yet. These guys are, man, even if you looked at that first series, that Delta Red figure, it's such a great Army builder. And every one of these series, there's more Army builders in each one. So it's going to be crazy. And
Yeah,
Travis,
Ruben?
I just sent you a text.
Okay, cool. I'll check it out. Ruben, how you feeling about these exclusives that they're well, the one on the left, just to let people know, the Phantom Corps is pre-order only at the booth, and it's I think for $40 for an independent toy company, I think that's a damn good price for all that shit. Like considering it's not mass produced like Hasbro or Mattel, and it's $39.99 and it's super deluxe. But what are your feelings on it, Marauder Ruben?
I like it. It's a good looking figure. Phantom Corps. I like the accessories. Like I said, it's just a mock-up digital render. So, but I had the Delta Red, and I really like that figure a lot. I am digging this.
I knew you liked that one, Ruben.
I'm not really into the zombie stuff and all that, but when it comes to more of the military, I like that. That's great. It's great work. Plus, it's got gridiron gear, so it makes it even better.
Thank you, brother.
Can't go wrong on that. KJ, you got any opinions on either this or even the Lieutenant Griffin Eraser? You can get that one at the booth in hand, same price, $40.
Yeah, sold me. Please, sorry, that came off rude.
Sorry, I was kind of doing something. Mark sent me something, and I was trying to cover the screen. Here we go. Perfect.
So this is the level of detail you can expect from a gridiron rifle. Now, with the injection molding, that's going to take it. That's just basically you're getting sorbet instead of ice cream, but it's going to be like pretty much the same thing. It's still pretty dope. So just for the accessories alone, gridiron design accessories alone through Big Bad Workshop, it's worth getting. This is storytelling in of itself. Somebody had a bad day at the end of this. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, give me that. And what? They're a troop builder? Well, give me some more. That's what it goes down to.
I got that rifle for Naugahyde.
Well, I'll tell you, man. Like Ruben was saying, like with that Delta Red, like I don't think a lot of like, they're just barely. This thing is just barely starting, and everybody's, I know there's people that, there's the patience issue and all that, but there's been no money on the line with this whole entire thing. So for people to be worried about time, hey, when you got skin in the game, then you can worry. Right now, I mean, these things are being developed as best they can at the highest level of quality. So if you get any of these Monster Force figures in hand, the hands alone are just probably the most, I mean, they're to me, I take thousands of photos of figures and the hands alone are just crazy good. I mean, it's weird how there's such a difference in scale and the way they are sculpted. Just unbelievable. I mean, I was smitten just by the hands alone.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Cool. I'm trying to get your stuff together. So who else hasn't talked about this? Let's see what else we got. Cool.
Hey, sorry
right,
about
cool.
my cough, guys, man. I've been fighting off stuff.
You're
It's all
good,
man.
man.
Wish you
All right,
well.
cool. So want to talk about, we're not going to drop the reveal just yet. We'll save that for later. But if you, we got a couple of reveals, but we won't drop that. But just kind of your presence at JoeFest, if you want to go over that, Mark, while you're not exactly there in the flesh.
Yeah.
You know, your stuff's going to be at the booth. Kind of want to explain that real
Yep.
quick.
So, you know, Bill and I mean, that team, especially with Mike and those guys are so good at Big Bad Workshop, and they're going to be representing, you know, these guys are professionals, man, when it comes to the toy world. And I'm just so grateful that they're offering us a chance to be part of what they're putting up at the show. And so what we thought of early on was, let's make sure we have an impact as to what we're sending them. And so we decided, I can show it now, right? Or do you have to, are we revealing?
Yeah, hold, trying to multitask here. Here we go. How about this? Oh, wait, you mean the reveal? We weren't going to do that yet.
Not
Not
yet?
going to do
Okay.
that yet. No, can't do that yet.
So the picture I just sent you, are you trying to get that up?
Yeah, the two I'm trying to work on right now. But all right, so if we're done talking about that, just talk about the base model right now.
Yeah. So the whole idea was, as the Phalanx was rolling out, you know, you have to kind of go out on a limb, and especially if it's not crowdfunded. It took, I mean, if you guys know or have seen Quaid in the past, you know, he doesn't come on these things very often, but man, dude, he's aging fast because the pressure to model at this level in the way we do it and the speed in which we produce, it's crazy. And I'm excited to get people to get this thing in hand because, well, it's really big. And this is the first time I think anybody's seen it. We have Alan the Collector. You know, he's a guy, we've kind of partnered with him on media. He does these instructional reviews. Today, he posted a 32-minute instructional review of this. So you guys definitely got to check that out. Alan the Collector.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But you get an idea. So this is a big sneak peek, is this turret. So how we normally have this set up is, we like modularity. So this is the base model. 23 inches long.
My goodness.
And you'll see it in the video. Alan does a great job of actually showing every figure, how they fit in, how the operations work on the inside. And there's a couple of cool surprises that we threw in that he points out in the video. So this will be the first time anybody has seen them. So I'll keep that a secret to just go and check out the video.
Mm-hmm.
But you can get an idea.
Amazing.
And the cool part, another part, we get a lot of questions about this, is all these hatches come off. So this whole top is modular. So all that weapon system comes off. And, you were talking about people having a question about, turrets and that kind of thing. The way the turret system is going to work on this is it's going to be just as modular.
Wow. Want to do that again?
Sexy.
And man, this is going to have a great details. Quaid's going to kill me for showing you guys, but he put some really cool stuff in here.
And listen, I don't want this to come off the wrong way, but I think we need to see you put that in again.
So he did this too. It's a tow rocket launcher. Basically, this whole setup for the we really kind of Quake found the influence on this. The research was really done on the Bradley turret. So, but you know, it's one of these things where we have the luxury of being able to artistically kind of mix it all together. But yeah, give you an idea.
What's that over there?
So we need to
The
see
cool
what-
part is that the turret systems, just so everybody gets an idea, this base model was set up so that way we could keep the price. I know it sounds funny, but to keep the price into a feasible range for the base model. So that way, if you just got that and that was it, and you saved your pennies and that was what you wanted to go with, you're going to be happy and you're going to be satisfied. There's so much love that went into that base model that you won't be you won't wish you had something else. I mean, you might want to pick up something down the road, but these turrets, we're going to probably, I think we have at least 7 or 8 designs already mocked up. The second turret's already been prototyped, so there's going to be a lot of variations that are coming.
Got you. Cool.
And there's some really
Tony.
cool stuff coming. So
Cool. Tony, did you have any questions about any of this or anything?
No, everybody listen. There's gonna be variants of it. Everybody in the different chats and different Facebook groups are like, I buy this and I don't know this is coming out. You should know by now when one of these vehicles come out, he's not just gonna do one color. There's might be an Arctic, there might be a night one, there might be something else. You never know. So he's shown you before in the past that different colors are coming, and he'll say that too. The thing is also a virtual play set. You might as well call it a play set. We don't have any of that right now. This thing, you can take crazy cool photographs with it, load it up. You can fit 10 dudes in it comfortably. It's freaking insane. So
when you go watch the video, it's been 30 minutes, and I know that sounds like a crazy long video. I'm telling you right now, Alan is so entertaining on those videos.
Oh yeah, always.
Yeah.
And man, he has shown you almost every possibility, modularity wise, and I mean, he was doing stuff to it that I haven't even tried yet, and it fit 3 ram cycles. If you take the machine guns off, you can fit 3 ram cycles in it. I even shoved that new boat, that long boat from like the Legion's Con had shown. I can't remember. I think it was the tour or something. They had done a 3D printed boat, and it fit in there. I mean, it's crazy stuff, man. It fits 2 full drones, and if you know our Fat Boy drone, that's a big husky guy. There's 2 of them in there. You can literally fit that and the missiles. That'll easily fit. So you just fold up the benches, and you can store a full Fat Boy drone in there with 5 troops, and have like a whole squad with some some backup support guns and stuff. It's crazy.
Cool. Look at that, and it takes me back to the 80s APC carrier, and I don't know why, but I feel you got something sneaky brewing in that head of yours.
Well, you know how we always like, man. You could kind of tell, like, we chose a modern incarnation of it, but there's so much room for retro stuff and just
yeah.
So yeah, man, you know, man, you know how we feel.
Yeah, I know.
Yep. Once again, almost 150 people watching all night. Love the love. Use a toy kind of mood. ATKM is the code on gridironprops.com for 10% off all guns and weapons, but get yourself some vehicles in addition to that. And then if you're watching, you're new to the channel, like and subscribe. We've been killing it this Yojo June. Joe kind of June. Thanks, KJ, for the lovely Tampo that we got in the upper right corner, a Joe kind of June, a brand all month, lots of content, lots of reviews, lots of fun video shots of G.I. Joe Now and Forever doing a great Most Wanted series. We got October Guard coming this week, so lots of fun there. Do want to show, that's not it. We'll get to that later. Shout out to Ray Murphy. We jumped Terror Drome too fast. But look, we got customs coming. Dude, right here, it's at the bottom of the screen. Right here, there you go. It's at the bottom of the screen.
ATKM.
ATKM, a toy kind of mood. ATKM. All right, cool. Look, we got comparisons. Mark, you want to talk about this real quick? You threw these up, black and white. We got his tank versus the Fountain.
Yeah, so you can kind of see. I mean, this is a chance where the Joes make a move right here, right? It is substantially bigger, and I know. It's kind of hard with photography and different angles and, how the layout is, but just take a measuring tape of 23 inches and go get your hiss and put it next to it and see what you got. So it's big, and it's got a almost 11-inch wheelbase. So it's wide. It's just mean, man. Very, very, it's a tough vehicle, man.
Yeah, nice. A couple of questions I'm going to go to real quick before we pull out another segment here. Is Marauder Rubin part of the old Marauder Gun Runners?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Want to elaborate a little bit?
We're trying to get him to be Gridiron Rubin.
Where are my colors? Next question, please.
There you go. But there you go. Yes isn't good enough. Anyone know the price of the Phalanx?
$399.
$399. It's not too bad. That thing's massive. And like KJ said, didn't get to do a crowdfund, no Kickstarter, no HasLab, none of that stuff.
Just a mic drop.
Mic drop, baby.
Well, I think like if you take it in context, right? This is, $400 for something this scale, and I wish I could share. I mean, you'll see there's images of like how many parts are included, just in the accessories that are included. Not to mention what its feasibility is as a play set or a stage or even a studio, to take shots in. But the fact that we have two working hatches, like we have one big hatch with two working hatches in here. All those are separate pieces that have to be printed. I'll show you a little quick thing on this. So this new upper with the smoke launchers, it's articulated. This new M2 design comes off. It has its own kind of shielded. If you look at how these in the real world, the Striker has this really tall seated upper on the Striker up top. So we tried to mimic that as best we could, get it as legitimate to our parts, so that way we have this modularity. But when you're spending, and we understand that when a customer is spending as much and putting out that kind of faith in us, right? That's really having faith in us. You don't have anything. You're giving us money, and there's nothing we've ever produced like this. Mm-hmm. You can say the Hound. We've kind of proven ourselves with vehicles in the Hound, but I think having the faith, man, is everything, because it makes us very responsible in our designs. We don't let anything slip. I mean, even the smallest little details, which will be funny because you're gonna learn what that is pretty soon. But the smallest details in here, I mean, we paint the bullets are all painted. I mean, this articulation is tight. And do we need to talk about like actual articulation, like on a weapon? Because I know there's been other companies out there that have a hard time with it.
I know what you're talking about, but it just doesn't come to mind. I don't think it's important.
I don't know who that is.
It's not even worth mentioning as far as
but to us, this is the first. I mean, we're not going to make a weapon system that doesn't do this. So, but that's it's not only that, it's articulated and it can be removed, and so you can put anything else on. So guys that have been with us a long time now understand that our whole system, from drones, I mean, really all the way up, has been this modular base adapter that has been just so awesome. Because I got guys that bought stuff 3 years ago that now can put that on top of the APC. So it's cool stuff to me. It's a building of long-term relationships and understanding, having faith that what we're doing is not trying to get them to have to buy a bunch of new stuff. It's getting them to be able to use the things they've already bought, right?
Cool. Looks like we have an urgent update from Matt O'Brien. At an hour and 20 minutes, we have now passed all of Joe June content for the month. Oh, man, you did them dirty, man. That's all I'm going to say. All right. Well, they still got a week left. We'll see what happens next week. But if you're just joining us late, we covered Joe June already. We went over JoeFest, and now we're with Mark Vuncannon and Marauder Rubin, and we're doing some Team Gridiron talk right now. Lots of fun. And yeah, there's some questions I starred for later. One of them was, when do you expect the turret to go up for a pre-order?
The what?
The turret for the Fearless.
Say it again.
The turret for the Phalanx.
Got it. Yeah, you guys kept glitching out. I couldn't figure out what you were saying.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's going up. It's going to be probably in the middle of the week next week.
Cool. There you go.
And I guess that leads into a great segue. You know, if people are worried about shipping, we already started shipping last Tuesday.
Cool.
And then, we lost a shipping day today. So I think a lot of these are starting to roll in probably next Monday, I would think.
Yeah, I think there was a shipping question earlier. Oh, no, here we go. I'll just go to it now. Deep Waters. Mark, I've got the Shadowhound coming tomorrow, Saturday. Will you still be making upgrades to Joe vehicles now that you're making your own kick-ass vehicles?
Good question.
Great question.
Somebody's got to do something on the Outstriker, right?
No.
Right?
Definitely.
I mean, something's got to be done there. I mean, we can all act like we don't want to say anything about it.
I'll say it.
I mean, we can all act like,
you got to make it look less like RC from Toy Story.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like there's going to have to be something done, because I mean, I bought one. I mean, I'm a Joe fan, right? I need that crankcase figure, and we have about 3 immediate plans to do something to this that should help pretty fast.
Nice.
Obviously,
You heard that.
Wheels and tires. I mean, that's a given.
Right there.
You hear that, Lenny?
Yeah, there's a reveal right there. 3 additions to the Ostriker. And Mark, I just want to get your opinion on this. It looks like they were perhaps inspired by third party, maybe Gridiron kind of, they didn't go all the way Gridiron. It still has the aesthetics of the classic, but you could see that they're kind of gearing it up. Kind of look, you got the extra crossbar, adding some stickers on there, adding a little more juice to it. How do you feel about that? Do you take it as kind of a compliment, or do you just overall feelings on the Ostriker and kind of what they're doing with it?
So and I know a lot of guys out there know the story, but when we are in existence because of Hasbro, right?
Right.
And I know that our business, the way our business is structured, we are in existence because of the fact that there's so many things that could be done different, if that's the nice way to put it. So as far as I think about it, like this is what it is. We all know what the problems are. We all know we loved this vehicle, and this vehicle should have been something special. But it is what it is. So we're in business to make things as great as we can make them, having some tie to the past, having a nostalgia. If you look at the Hound, what's funny is it was all this weird timing thing, but the Hound to me didn't have anything to do necessarily with the Ostriker. It was what it was. It's if you look at it, the design isn't an Ostriker design. It's its own 70s, late 70s sandrail. I had 2 of them. I know what they felt like. I know what they looked like. I wanted to militarize those. So, you can say, I know guys are out there going, oh yeah, they planned on making an Ostriker. That really wasn't the plan. I mean, the the fact is, the sand, our desert version, I was way more interested in getting that tied down correctly. But, you know, because if you go to like the early days and then in like Desert Storm, when that kind of rail was still being used, you know, so there was, it's you know, not to mention Delta Force and, you know, all those fun shows that we had. And, you know, what was the other one? Mega Force.
Yeah, all the channel widths.
So, and you know, Mega, just, I'm going to drop it right here. There's some upgrades coming to the Hound. They're going to be awesome if you're a Mega Force fan.
Plus, you teased the Hound like 2 or 3 years ago anyways. So,
yeah, exactly, man. You know, it's like one of those things where it just happened to be this weird timing where it popped right in front of their, but it was nothing intentional. It was kind of I mean, we know nothing about anything they do. So,
real quick, super chat, my guy Jason S. What we need are 112 scale microphone stands. Before I go to Mark, shout out to Toy Optics. He gifted me with this one, and I forgot where it was, but it was like a local Asian market that's in LA. There's a lot of them.
Daiso.
What it is?
Daiso.
There we go, Daiso, and I mean they're really cheap. But Mark, is this something you're interested in? And the like cold slither set, or
well, you know, we did the guitar sets and the amps and all that. So I could see it being something we could do. Right now we're pretty preoccupied, but
I was gonna say, yeah, seems like you're a little too busy for some rock and roll.
Yeah.
No,
I'm never too busy for rock and roll. Cool.
In the background. Appreciate that. Look, there's the overwhelming with questions. I think we have another super chat here. Man, I'm so behind. Will there be any further Aliens franchise inspired loadouts or vehicles to drop ship from Aliens? Oh, look at this.
Oh.
yeah.
So this is a nice little early reveal of this is the almost the last stage mock-up of our new Destroyer class drones.
You now have 15 seconds to comply.
I'm in trouble.
Can you show that
trouble.
higher? Sorry, we got can you show it higher, Mark? Yeah, higher. Yeah, there we go. So we got the thing in front of the camera. Wow,
I'm in
perfect.
trouble. I'm in
That
trouble.
thing.
Okay.
That's so awesome.
So you'll notice some reuse of our
Okay.
bubble stuff, which is really kind of cool because we got the fat head model going in with the new Mohawk. But this is going to have about probably 4 incarnations, like different weapon loadouts, and we're going to do howitzers on top. We're going to do, missile versions. It's going to be crazy.
Mark, we need Iron Grenadiers. We need Python Patrol. We need everything. We need that. We need that desperately. Arctic.
Oh.
All right. We need the fucking Alley Viper orange and blues of that. We need it all.
Wait till you get your orange and blue APC. Because we're doing all that. You're gonna see the phalanx in a bunch of different limited edition color schemes too. So
Wow.
Be ready. We still got I know right on our table, we're looking at the Alley Viper or like our urban assault hound. I know Moody's all in.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I got the
You see what Gun Buddy's doing. Gun Buddy's tearing your hound down and doing a Tiger Force hound.
I was waiting for it, man. He does such a good job on that Tiger Stripe stuff, man. I love it.
It's coming.
I love it. I saw a little drone. Somebody sent me. I think it was you, right?
Yeah, he did the drone recently. Yeah,
that was sweet. Yeah,
but everything from like plate carriers and the way you approach those designs, all the way up to these gargantuan large scale vehicles. I mean, the dedication from top to bottom, small scale to large scale, it's undeniable. It's unmistakable. So we live for moments like those, for you gifting your madhouse toy genius upon us, the community. So,
dude,
bravo.
Man, I appreciate you guys, man. It's funny because to us, you guys all know the story, but it's the reward to us, man. I get it, man. We need a livelihood to be able to keep making stuff, but the reality is every meeting we have, every time Quaid and I are arguing about why this has to happen or why this shouldn't happen, or even all the boys were in here, you know, Colin was in here we're all fighting over what guns should be set on the turret because they need to happen. And, you know, there's about 17 different ways something can happen. And I'll tell you right now, these guys, they're getting so good at this, and they're good at fighting back the old man to kind of make sure that I don't, you know, I have my preconceived notion as to how things are done, but that doesn't make it always correct, you know? So they're really good on the manufacturing side and keep in check of materials and just kind of putting all that together. But I just want to, I'm going to save another one. I got it. Tell me when you're ready to drop the big one.
Yeah. So actually, we are going to circle. What's up?
Never mind. Go ahead. Sorry.
We are going to circle back on the vehicles. Before that, though, I got one question. I'm going to hit Ruben up, and then I'll go to Tony as well on this one. All right. We keep seeing the bridge layer. It's on the front. We talked about this last week. We have the bridge layer teased, and I know we've seen the Fang before. Nothing came out of that, but many people just assume that the Snowcat is the HasLab next week. But Ruben, do you think anything's going to come out of this bridge layer? This is the second time we're seeing it in the background.
You know, just looking, when you look, like I'm looking at the hiss right now, you know, I don't know if that can be pulled off as a Pulse exclusive. Maybe, I don't know, but that's going to be pretty huge. Now, could it be a HasLab? I don't know. The size of it is possible. You gotta, you know, I don't know what tiers, what unlocks you can do to entice people, and plus, you know, like, you know, Ace has his. So when you look at the size of Ace's, Paddle's gonna have to bring it just big as Ace's, if anything. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, you know, like what Ace did with his was good because he's had the modularity to it.
Yeah.
They're going to have to do something. I mean, toss and cross, that's it. You know, the original one. So you're really going to have to really jazz this up and give it to us and bring it. You know what I mean?
Why not just draw a Mobat back there? I don't understand why it's so complicated. Just draw a Mobat and quit messing around and just put a Mobat in the picture.
Because that was teased twice already, I believe.
Yeah, well, the Mauler was too, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, put the Mauler back. I mean, just get us something that we know we all need to have, you know?
Yeah, and it seems like they've been sticking to, I'll go to KJ in a second, they've been sticking to iconic vehicles, and I think the Mobat is much more iconic than a bridge layer, and maybe even more iconic than a Snowcat, but they put chilly shit on the screen for the HasLab. They said it's cold, it's chilly, and then there was another like hint at it as well. So it doesn't make sense. I know they're teasing the bridge layer, but it doesn't make sense to pull away from all these teases that are winter based, Arctic based. So, but KJ, you want to say what you're going to say and then follow up on that?
Yeah, I'll be real quick because Hasbro has ruined toy lines before. They've ruined, they had a Fortnite line, gone. Overwatch, Ultimates, gone. Right, Plasma series. Even with the movies that came there, we've had 2 Ghostbusters movies and Plasma series. They couldn't really get it going. They can't afford to have classified go the way of G.I. Joe Extreme or Sigma 6 or, you know, like the movie tie-ins that just wouldn't go anywhere. I think there was enough love for Joe in the early teens that by the time that Rise of Cobra came out, and that led to Pursuit of Cobra, and it stuck around. It stuck around for a little bit, right? Before 2015, 2016, it went away again. They can't afford that to happen here. So they're being careful, but they're being too careful. They're being too cautious, and they're being too cheap. Because instead of building out that world, giving us Biovacs like Mark did, or giving us Cobra bunkers, we have Cobra porta potties instead. Whatever. The point is, it cribbed off a lot of what Gridiron did in the past, depending on who you ask. But that's for another episode. The point is, they got to take their foot off the brakes and just give us this stuff. We should be at 300 by now, man. Like 300 soldiers. Like, what's up? Like that's my take on it.
Hey, you know what? You're totally right. I got one little add on. We have a phone number. If you go to our website, Hasbro can call us. Like if they need any ideas, they could just call. We're here. I mean, we'll make the time. So I don't know. There's no excuse to me.
Where you at, Lenny? Where you at?
Shout out to the Joe team. Shout out to Hasbro. But there's a reason.
I'm tired of shouting out.
Okay, that's true. But there's a reason we keep going to Gridiron. There's a reason we keep going to third party.
Definitely.
That's my point. Yeah. I mean, I think the shout outs, there's been so much of that for the last 4 years, you know, that I'm ready for the real stuff. And we've been in it, and I get it, man. Hey, please start designing real stuff that makes us want to buy it and doesn't make us feel like we're missing out on something, or that the designs weren't what they should have been and we bought it anyway. I think that we're owed that after 40 years.
I mean, we just need a Chad Stapolsky G.I. Joe movie, another John Wick series of G.I. Joe movies, and we'll be okay. And then it'll move up the corporate ladder, and they'll have a team big enough to give us more stuff. Look, you talked about the bivouac. KJ, you mentioned that. Mr. Vuncannon, is there any chance that you'll have more Mountaineer loadouts for Alpine and your 112 scale bivouac available again? I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah, we're actually in redesign on the bivouac. Our camp set. We're actually making it, you know, like all these. If we have a chance to go back and review, and if we've pushed up stuff on our side, we want to make sure that we don't put out something that's old that's we could have done better. So that's the reason why you're not seeing a lot of it. But yeah, like most of them, anytime in the loadouts when they come along, you know, they're coming out of the vault now, right? We take a look at them and kind of go, okay, you know, our swamp biker number 2, our roadhog set, right? That came out this week out of the vault, and we looked at it and kind of analyzed it. There was nothing to change that we couldn't that we could adapt something better. People might say, well, the figure is gigantic now, right? So when we looked at that, we're like, well, if you're really gonna go this way for the loadout and you want that kind of character, we need to stick to this kind of loadout size. Now, if we're gonna make something for a big, you know, blobby dude, that's gonna be a whole different loadout. Oh, yeah. So I had a bunch of those questions this week. So
cool. One more question before we get onto our next segment. From our pal Gun Bunny Customs. Have you ever thought about creating your own gridiron sub team and color scheme? And I think we have an answer to that question, right, Mark? Right here.
Good segue.
Let's see if I can.
We are very excited about this.
Let's see here what we got here. All right, it's just processing because StreamYard is, but it'll come up on screen. I didn't want it to like pop up while we're talking about the phalanx and the hound and stuff. But
this is a first reveal here. I don't think anybody has seen this yet. Yeah,
reveal first. I feel like Xbox world premiere, Xbox showcase right now. World premiere. Processing. All right, here we go. And nope, that ain't it. Tease. Here we go.
Okay, so
take it away, Mark.
Okay, so we all kind of know about this Commander Gridiron figure that's in the works. That's coming in Wave 3 or in Chapter 3. Bill and I had been discussing this for a while, like this Gridiron, you know, since there's kind of the weapons supplier, arms dealer in the Monster Force world, that this guy would have his own faction of at least security, if anything. But we kind of kept thinking bigger, and I'll tell you, it's the funniest thing because it's what motivated us to push everything to this mechanized armor, you know, all these kind of vehicles you see coming on, and that's what I was meaning with the even with the Hound, there was this whole concept that, and this, I'm going to drop this here. This may make some people irritated. I hope people understand why we did it. When you see the shadow of anything, like the Shadow Hound, we're not thinking really initially, we're not thinking anything directly Joe related. We're thinking Monster Force, and we're thinking the Skull Crusher faction, and that's what you're seeing there. That's a Gridiron Skull Crusher army builder. That's what we're going to be known as the Gridiron Commandos.
Gridiron Commandos.
And so they're built in. This is an early deco. This is, you know, you can kind of see some of the Chinese writing. This is a deco layout. This guy is going to be loaded down. I mean, the stuff he comes with is crazy. The armor configuration, when we went through the color design with Bill, it was all about, we wanted to do the long trouser, the operation trousers, instead of it, you know, being bloused. And if you look at the Commander Gridiron figure, it's a bloused figure. And so there was definitely a distinction between the Gridiron Commander and the Commandos. And so this was the idea that the Skull Crushers would have this kind of, you know, the white mask with the black skull imprint. And the cool part is, I think what's going to be included that you don't see is the inverse of that. There'll be a black with the white skull also, but we like the idea of it showing the white skull cap, because we have some plans. And there you can see in here, it has a mask with the helmet. So there's some really cool looks to this, but we're very excited to see the first deco, because that urban camo print, you know, that really, you know, it all harkens back to The Rock for me. It harkens back to the 80s. And so just to have a faction, the Gridiron faction, be their own group, that you can apply that to anywhere, you know, in this whole, because I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but Monster Force to me is in the same universe as G.I. Joe. It's in the same universe as the rest of these. So to me, it all crosses over very well.
Yeah. Yeah. Tony,
and we've been in
need
of that, you know, a nice,
you
know, urban army builder.
You got to follow up to that, Tony?
Yeah, it's just what we need with Commander Gridiron coming out. You know, the weapons guy. You know, the real Destro of the whole thing. You know what I mean? My Destro. Right. You know, look at everything that comes with them, man. You're talking modularity. You're talking all kinds of other stuff that comes with this guy. You're talking customs. You're talking all kinds of gravy that comes with these mashed potatoes. You know what I mean? It's just awesome. You know.
Yeah, you should be able to get a bunch of different looks out of them for sure.
Yep. And that's what's going to be awesome to do with these guys.
KJ, a lot of love in the chat for this guy. What are your feelings on Commander Gridiron getting a Gridiron gang?
Look, man, you know I always keep it 100. I keep it real. Let me just say this without naming names, because there ain't names worth naming. There were other third-party manufacturers and lines I used to have to go to for fodder like this. Even when I was like, man, I don't really rock with this, but I got to do this for my figs. It is damn good not to have to deal with that shit any fucking more, thanks to this. So, bravo is all I have to say about that.
Yeah. And good segue right here, because the M4, we got one right here. It's not the same exact gun, but you put a tactical M4 here with a drum rifle. Mark?
Yeah. We just got this out this week. We're trying, hopefully you guys have noticed this last year, we've tried to have a different process for how we don't want to lose what got us here, right? And that's the base weapon, the replacement of your figures, weapons that maybe aren't exactly what you wanted or aren't satisfactory to you. So we always wanted to have, you know, the highest quality we can make in that price range. And now we have found if we do just little certain things, like we started to do more fixed mag stuff, we could get the price to come down substantially, because there's not, you know, the assembly, the packaging, how, you know, separate painting, all that stuff. Now we can kind of keep the price point small and do an early bird. So that way, everybody that really wants to get a bunch of these to stock up has a window. Usually lasts about a week. We try to put them up on Monday, and the next Monday change them out. You know, things happen, but that's kind of the goal. And it's just to us, man. Quaid, this is his specialty is, man, just knocking out these little details on something so small that where most companies would just they wouldn't even consider it because it wouldn't matter. And with us, what we see, and if you compare our weapons to any of these other third-party companies, for sure, we know Hasbro, that's a different thing. But this is, this is as detailed as it's going to get. Now, you know, now that we're taking and maybe fixing a mag, we found the consensus of, we took probably 2 years to make the move to a fixed mag. And what we've started seeing is that it was a really overwhelming decision by the community that they didn't have to have a removable mag. Mm-hmm. So we have options for that, but price has been the leader, right? Everybody wants something more affordable. And this is what was our take on that.
Dope. Very dope. Got a comment here. We'll bring back the grid. Oh, it keeps doing that. Here we go. Okay. Good comment from DJ Mr. McFly. The only thing missing from that loadout is a different skin tone head. Because yeah, if they want an army build, but here's one thing before Mark answers this. Right. Very. I saw you shaking your head. But here's the thing. Fresh Monkey, especially with Operation Monster Force, comes out with those pack of heads too. So like, you know, they usually later will come out. They'll have a gazillion heads. But for this, it's coming with this figure, or is it coming separately?
No, I the last I talked to him, because this was just a deco. You know, this isn't what the figure. This isn't the final layout. This is
an early deco, pre-paint.
Yeah, equipment, how it'll be painted, how the figure will be painted. Ruben knows he's very familiar with how this operates. So the heads. That was my first question to him: is what's the head options? And if you notice, most of the Monster Force figures have some really good head options. And so there's going to be an inverse of this head. There's going to be, like you said, another. I mean, we'll have ethnic version of the head, but we're also going to have. I think he's doing the, like I said, the black with the white skull, which I think he already has that head in another set. So all that's coming for sure.
Nice. Cool. And one more question before we move on to the next weapon. Mark, I'm so glad you made the fixed mag M16A1 as a freebie. Are you going to list it on your site as well?
Yes.
Cool. There you go. Boom. All right. And then next gun, we'll kind of go a little quicker on these if we can. We got Wild Bill's tactical lever action rifle.
Yeah. You know, most of you guys know we did a loadout that had a more hand-painted version, and it came with some other equipment, a helmet, and it was kind of a Wild Bill loadout right when the helicopter hit the Dragonfly. But we've had so many requests, and it went back in the vault, and we were worried people are gonna there's gonna be this lull that they can't get it for several months before it comes back out of the vault. So we decided let's just do a black, easy, version, economic version of it. And it sold like crazy. There's a bunch of people that have a bunch of these.
Nice. Good comment from my dude Cody. He says, remember, Commander Gridiron comes with a white Skull Crusher portrait, and the red one is a pre-order bonus for the season 3 full set. I do remember that now. Thanks for reminding us. Hedgehog says a female version of the soldier that you have on screen right here would be pretty cool too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's a bunch of thoughts. The more people are interested in this Gridiron faction, this Skull Crusher faction, there's going to be a lot of options for us for sure.
Tony, you see those trauma scissors down there?
Yep, I see the trauma scissors right there sticking out of that belt.
Yeah, I don't know. I zoomed right on that. I'm like, that's detail right there.
Who knows what up.
Nice. All right. And then, we got the Retro Vipers in. Everyone's excited for those. I just got to open my second one myself. And I know Spec just grabbed another one, grabbed a gun from you on this. He's like not a super third party guy. And he had to gridiron up. Just kind of a quick thought in the amazing timing on promoting this that you've had it for a minute, but you know, with the retro coming out, you guys capitalize on it. And don't die on us, Mark. You have to send Tony over there. He's not there. He's in Georgia. He can't go over there and save you.
Totally. This you know, this gun kind of goes back a little ways, right? Because it was originally was broken down into all of its components in the clutch set, right?
Mm-hmm.
The inner clutch, elite operator set.
Yep.
Which may come back at a different time in a different configuration because we're starting to ramp those up again. But we wanted to get a nice fixed mag economic version of this. And man, when we have this model, and then when the Viper hit, we're like, that's as far as like modern, a reincarnation of what a Viper Trooper would carry. This makes total sense. So.
Oh yeah, it's just a Viper color. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. And then we got rock and roll. Ruben, you got a comment on this one? We got the classic OG13 rock and roll. How you feeling about the loadout?
I love that loadout. It's dope as hell. It is awesome.
What version is this? Is going back in the vault, Mark? And the desert one or something?
The desert one just went back in.
Okay, I need this one. Okay. All right.
It's similar, but this one has the new upgraded pack. Now, the cool part about this is that ammo pack now is configured for our straps, right? So now there's no more peg on the back. It's configured for that hanger, right, on the straps. Nice. Now, the cool part about that is leading into all this other modularity for the vehicles, you can now put that pack on the side of the APC or on your Hound if you wanted. So there's a cool, you can actually hang that ammo box right there on the side.
Say that again.
Do you hear me about the box?
Ruben, want to say that again, and then we'll get to Mark.
I didn't say nothing.
Oh, you did say something. I heard you.
No, I didn't.
Oh, it was Mark. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, just talking about the box, like that fit where now you can use it with the vehicles,
Mm-hmm. Cool.
The other thing was like, we had to give him a 50, right, for the Desert Eagle. He needed a bigger pistol.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, it looks authentic. And what's cool is we got 2 rock and rolls. So you don't want the 2, they're just repaints, right? So you don't want the freaking same 2 guys. If you do this you could even do this up to your classified one and have it like a gridiron classified up one and then keep your retro one the way it is. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's cool because he obviously has the modern operator look, you know what I mean? Like the extraction look and whatnot. So especially with the beard and everything. Real cool. All right. So that's and just another reminder to those watching, use code ATKM at gridironprops.com. We'll let Mark drink some water. 10% off all guns and weapons till midnight Pacific time. That's 2 a.m. Central, 3 a.m. Eastern. So yeah, you got a little bit. You got about 3 hours to go to get 10% off guns for the night. So we appreciate Mark for that. All right, what's next? We talked about the Off-Striker already, so let's skip for that. Okay, reveal. We already had a couple of reveals with the figure. Actually, you know what? There's one more picture you showed me. We talked about it already, but we'll get a nicer look at that turret.
I'm gonna let you guys go, man. I gotta go settle this tab at the bar. I'll catch you guys on the rebound.
All right, Tony. Thanks for chilling, man.
All right. I'll see you, Mark. I'll see you, Ruben. Nice kicking it.
Enjoy JoeFest.
Take care, man. All right, we kind of slipped on that, but you missed it. All right, here's the turret. A nicer look at it. You want to just talk about this real quick, Mark? And we'll move on.
So this is kind of a geometry shot we did just to make sure all of the sizing was working for everything. A little bit of an early prototype, but we're, like I said, it's now in the final stages. We're running in through this week. The cool part about this, and you can't really get it from just seeing how the turret, like I was holding in your hand, that's the bottom. So it's right now sitting on top of the APC. and it's been designed. Quaid is designed in a channel. When that thing is, there's basically there's 3 feet that go into grooves, kind of like the hiss would have on the top. There's a second channel in between that you can actually lock this thing into basically an exploded view. So if you wanted to have your APC or your vehicle with the turret exploded out, seeing the actual command like module underneath, and you can't really see it in this picture. We'll have really good pictures of this next week, but it has a full gunner station, and then there's 3 platforms, and you can see that one guy's feet. You can see his head sticking out of the turret. His feet are on that top platform. And then there'll be a bunch of gear around that, because that command module, that kind of nest, is connected to the turret. So when the turret turns, that nest is turning with it. So, and you can see it when you open the back door, that nest will be turning inside there. You just fold up the inner module, the middle section. You just fold up those benches. This thing will slide in, and you'll have basically a tank.
That's awesome.
Crazy.
Yeah, this exploded view thing is really cool, because there's going to be a computer. You can't see it yet, but there's I can give you a little idea. This is another model we were testing. There's going to be a modular computer console that slaps in, and so you can see how this is kind of like, this is the position inside of the APC. So, and there's just there's some lockout details. There's a lot more still coming, but there'll be a joystick, the command console. There's going to be a periscope viewfinder up top. But yeah, that's the idea.
This is straight out of a Jerry Bruckheimer movie, dude.
Yeah,
for real.
We wanted to make it exciting. The cool part is that the way this is set up with the turret itself. So you're kind of seeing the bottom section on there already. But when that thing's on there, you can get this thing put together on top of your, if you have your phalanx on top of a display cabinet, then you can have that turret exploded and seeing how it's actually operating inside. Now, we go way back, and I know Ruben, man, when we talk about some of those companies way in the past, like some of the, like 21st and all that, there was a company called Fagarty that had made a 1/32 scale tank that they had done that pull out, blown up view of a tank. Oh man, this has been a dream come true to come. And, I had to fight a little bit with Quaid to make this happen, because he's always like, why do we need that? That's always his response to me. Why do we need to do that?
It's going to look great for photography.
Yes. Yeah. And I think there's a fun part to, having this thing in an exploded view, and you being able to like move the computer out of the way, put your gunner in it, and have it all ready. When you lock it down and you stick him in the hole like he's going in a submarine, there's going to be a different feel, like what's going on under there, Mm-hmm. And that's important for me. Like, I like to feel like, okay, if I positioned all my figures right and I'm on display, I can open that up and show you exactly how it's being operated,
Nice. Cool. We'll get to the review in a second. Actually, I had forgotten while you were talking, I put together a couple more slides I forgot to do earlier. Here we go. Perfect. Popped up. All right. Rattler support unit. Ground support unit.
That thing's awesome.
Ruben, talk about this, and then we'll go to Mark. Well, let's get Ruben in this.
Yeah, go ahead.
I love that. And Mark knows I love my Cobras, so I'm definitely gonna have to get this one to go with my Rattler when it gets here. Love this set.
Mm-hmm. Supposed to be soon, Ruben. You excited?
One of my favorite loadouts is that one right there.
Oh, the one on the officer.
Yep, love it.
Nice. And then we have this other image too.
That's awesome. Platform, mobile.
Mm-hmm.
Great for dial shots.
Delivering bad memories to warehouse workers everywhere, especially Walmart with this blue. But yeah, it's fun. What do you think about this, KJ? How are you feeling?
I love it. It's just another way to build out the world. and I always have my eyes on stuff. Sometimes stuff gets to the vault before I can really get my hands on it. It's great that Cobra just keeps stealing tech from Joe's, man. Extensive Enterprises. It's shady. They sell to both sides, man. But yeah, this is just another example of the world building you can do. And right now in my head, I'm just really figuring out space-wise how I'm gonna get more gridiron goodness into this display. I'm gonna make it work, man. But this is just more good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, the collector was asking about battle damage swap parts.
You know, it's a great idea. We've looked at this in the past, but we've probably, now that we're getting into the vehicles, it definitely makes more sense, you know? Oh yeah.
Wow. That
Like I'd love to do a battle damage shield like on that. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Burn effects.
I love that set too, man. That's one of my favorites.
My favorite. You know, I like it just like this. But you know me, I like weathering and adding more details to it that's already there.
Yeah.
There's sometimes I look at it and I'm sitting here like, you know, I should dry brush some steel under or whatever, you know, and I just can't bring myself to do it because I love this piece just as is, you know. I love it.
This is one of my favorite things to like expose. Like if I want to talk about, yeah, and just have like metal damage, like you've seen, like
some scrapes and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you can cheat with this. You can dry brush this stuff actually.
Yeah,
but you can also do that with Vallejo paint, Citadel paint, just that kind of stuff. So it wouldn't be much, Mark. You could actually do it all cosmetically through paint and already build in.
Yeah.
If you have
yeah, and I think, you know, for me, like once again, Ruben, man, I love having him on this show, man. I feel like I got an old brother sitting around. That's cool. You know, it's you know, we go way back to really a place and a time and a collection that this stuff was required, like weathering and the way that things had to be done. That's how you had to do it. You know, it was military stuff and it needed to happen. You know, in G.I. Joe, you can kind of get away with certain things because sometimes too much weathering almost is distracting, right? It almost takes it out of that world.
Yeah.
And Moody's going to show us a shot here in just a minute of something new coming. And it's our first time we've taken a little bit of approach. We've done weathering in the past, but this one was pretty substantial for like what the reason why made sense. But yeah, I think like those metal pins, any of that stuff. I did a Toy Galaxy, Larson. He had me do a kind of a little fun thing on the side. We did he's a huge Blue Angels fan, and so he needed a Blue Angels helmet, you know, the yellow helmet with the mirrored lens, and that was the exact pin I used. And man, that was just beautiful. It just turned out so good. And so yeah, those are great tools, man. Great tools.
Cool. So look, we're just over 2 hours. If you're joining us a little later, I saw one question asking about fixed mags. He already answered that. You say it in like a few words. I think it's right here. John Battle joining us late. He asked a question for Mark. Why did you go with fixed mags? You already explained it. It's just easier for cost getting it out there, right? Pretty much.
Yeah, and I think it just made it where instead of having to have a weapon be like over $10 because it had a bunch of parts, you know, we were doing like 3 mags and a thing, and the 3D printing to have a mag cavity that works.
Yeah,
that's a pretty crazy engineering. I know it seems like simple, but to have a mag where gravity is going to drop that mag out, and you have to make it where that mag sticks in there, and have not everybody complain about, you know, it falling out or whatever. That was a huge deal. And so that just the design time caused those products to go high, and people don't think of that because, you know, they think, okay, like Hasbro has a bunch of boxes sent from, you know, China. For us, our design time is what makes it expensive. We won't sell 50,000 of something. So for us, you know, it's in the thousands, and we need to make sure that stays affordable enough. But yeah, when you have a gun, what we started to do with the fixed mags, we still have like in loadouts, we try to keep mags that in most of them they'll have some kind of mag release. But the fixed mags, man, it was just an overwhelming. I'm talking like 90% were requesting a fixed mag because they didn't want to worry about a little mag getting lost, or they didn't want to worry because that was another issue, right? Their mag would fall, the dog would eat it,
Yep. Cool.
And it allowed kind of guns like that, like especially with that, because that really has to be a fixed. I mean, it's hard to do it on without it. So,
and a lot of people really don't care about.
That's what we found. We thought differently. Coming from our world, we were like, oh man, we got to have removable mags and we got to have all this stuff. But in reality, economically, it makes more sense. I think people are enjoying being able to get 2-3 guns instead of one with a mag that comes out, for the same price. I think they're kind of seeing that.
Got you. Cool. All right. I think it's reveal time. It's over 2 hours and 10 minutes. Chat room, do me a favor. Like the show. That's it, man. Like the show. If you get more questions, we'll try to get into them, but we were well over 2 hours now. So let's get right to it. All right. Someone in the chat put it there. He's sorry. Got a keen eye. It's the Road Warrior version of the Hound. It is the Swamp Hound. And I told you on the phone, Mark, I said, this is the one. You got the chains. I said, I don't have anything for my Knox minus some Marvel and McFarlane bikes. And I think this would be a really cool addition to my play set with the Dreadnoks. Even if they did announce a Thunder Machine at Comic-Con, which is my prediction, I still would like to have this right alongside it. What say you, Mark?
Yeah, I think I'm a huge, and everybody knows me, man, I'm a huge Road Warrior fan. So I've been dying personally to get a Dreadnought vehicle in play, something that had that Road Warrior vibe. But the cool part about the Hound is not only like you said, if I hope, if we see, if we see Thunder Machine, I'm all in. I love that vehicle, This gave me a chance to kind of do the throwback a little bit to the old Sears color scheme. Mm-hmm. But in the Hound version, and then give us a chance to really give it Dreadnought kind of Road Warrior weapons, right? So the big elephant in the room is that gigantic harpoon, right? So we wanted I wanted a legitimate harpoon where the harpoon would come off and act as almost like a grappling hook. You can see it wrapping around a vamp. And then, these guys would have that chain and they'd be able to pull the side of the thing off. You also notice these new wheel designs. We kept the paddle design since, I'm going to be careful with this, but I think I talked to you about this a little bit earlier, Travis. This Hound in particular is probably going to see at least 3 phases of upgrades. So we haven't really done that with the other Hounds. We did like the Warhound portions and stuff, but actual gear that's going to go on to this is the vehicle I was waiting for to be able to do our armored windows, armored front shield, the front windshield, the hood guns, extra gear on the hood. All this is going to be a configuration, and there's some very special configuration to this. Oh man, I'm in the mood. There's a special configuration that's going to come down the road as an upgrade that's going to give you a chance to put skis and an air motor on the back.
And there it is.
So this whole idea is to have a Swamp Hound vehicle that has the ability to turn into a Dreadnought swamp boat.
Woo!
And it's going to be killer. The way we have
this is the one, bro. This is the one. This is joining the Moody collection for sure, man. This is Road Warrior Dreadnought. You're not going to see anything else like it. Woody wants to know. I don't know if I thought this was a joke about the Ostriker, but will you be selling the back tire separately so you can have all 4 of the same size?
Yes, absolutely. And just like if you're looking at it, you kind of see, we did the slim up front with the spike.
Yeah.
And then we did the tear out blades on the back. Where they could just ride up next to somebody and just tear the side of the vehicle apart. Little can opener. right?
Yeah, okay, we see it now. Yeah, that's sick.
So
Oh yeah, like a
there's
screwdriver,
gonna be,
drill. Yeah.
yeah, and then we got so we stayed away intentionally. We didn't do a rear gun on this. We went with the chain gun in the front, a chain, basically our chainsaw on the front dash. You can always move that to the back if you wanted. But the big concept that no one's seeing yet, I don't know if you noticed the tanks on the side of the gun.
Yep.
Up top.
Yeah,
on the
right up
upper.
top and the right. Yeah.
Yeah. So those tanks are
On the
going
left.
off.
Yeah.
So that front, this will be the first upper we've had. First of all, this is the first upper design with a built-in shield. So that shield articulates with the gun. It's not fixed.
Oh wow.
Which is super cool. So then when he
Yeah.
shows it, like you can see him leaning it back a little, that shield comes up.
Mhm.
So you get those. You'll have a chance to take that photography, that really cool Road Warrior photography where, they're shooting at like, a big APC, like the Phalanx. But it should be really cool. And then there's the point is that those tanks on the side, that front weapon is built as a snap out barrel, and you'll be able to put a flamethrower barrel in there.
Oh shit.
So this will be our first flamethrower upper as well.
KJ, take it away.
I need fire emojis in the chat. If you're feeling this shit, I need to see fire emojis in the chat right now. But nothing but fire emojis as far as the eye can see for this shit.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah, Ruben, go ahead. Sorry about that.
I love the chains. I mean, details, man. Just details.
He had me at chains.
For some reason, I'm picturing like some kind of big blade, spinning blade. For some reason, I know you, so I'm feeling.
Mark's laughing. Mark's laughing, grinning.
Oh yeah, man, dude. Not to mention the. You guys make me. I get so excited about this stuff. This is what's funny. This is how I geek out over this stuff so bad that you guys get to pull all the secrets out of me because I don't want to hold them. But there's going to be some really cool uppers. Like when I talk about changing things, there's going to be uppers. And if you like chains and you like spikes and you like blades, just hang tight, man. This may be the hound for you because this thing's going to get nasty real fast. And it's going to get bloody.
Nice.
Can't wait. Yep. Tune in, seek, and destroy. We got fire emojis from everybody. KJ got the fire party start. We're gonna have to get blowtorch and barbecue in here.
Mark got the damn fire party start.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna. This is old head talking now. Back then, I don't know, somewhere in the 80s, I can't remember exactly. There was a toy line, and there were cars.
Wheel Warriors.
Like, there you go.
What, Jason the Wheel Warriors?
Jason the Wheel Warriors, baby.
I'm old as fuck, bro.
That was the best jingle in the 80s.
And this came to mind. Just I
Oh,
was totally.
I love you, brother. I love you, brother. God, I'm such a nerd.
Everybody's gonna go on Google later after this. Like, what was that called again?
Wheel Warriors, man, all day long.
Amazing. Yeah,
Well,
we dropped the bomb in that one for sure.
Mark, I know you got the Wonka factory up in there, man. Exo Squad. I'm only gonna say it once. That's it. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah,
That's it. That's all I gotta say.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
Okay.
I mean, what I showed you earlier in that destroyer mech, we're definitely getting there. It's getting closer and closer for sure. If you notice the scale of it, we're getting there.
Mark, I'm gonna have to start dealing drugs, dude. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get this up. I'm gonna get it, man.
Christmas, man. Christmas is coming.
Shout
Shout out to Jason the X, man. He knows, man. The real ones know.
This show has been 99.9% amazing because the 0.1% is that Jason can't be it. My guy Jason's the first person I see. Shout out to Jason the X. He's like I don't know, the 11th member. He's like the red man for
He's the
Wu-Tang.
red man
Like,
to
he's
Wu
like-
Tang. Yeah.
He's red man to Wu-Tang. He can't officially be in, but he's officially in when he wants to be. And he lights it up when he's on. He's a great guy, and like, man, he's been on the show a million times. He's not at Comic-Con. I read that, and he'll be at DFW. But I was like, damn, that's my guy. That's my whiskey brother right there. So shout out to Jason the X, and we'll have to have him on after DFW to give us a heads up on that convention. But yeah, cool. That was an amazing drop. And before we get to the next one, if you're joining us, like it, and then on the bottom, use ATKM for 10% off all gizzats and weapons and knives and swords and axes and all that stuff. Cool. All right, one more drop. All right, Mark, I did ask you for higher res images of this. We'll see how it goes, but do you have this in hand without saying what it is yet?
Yeah, I have it in hand, so it won't
Okay, you
matter.
have it in hand, but
And we have full
we'll show
production shots coming next week. So,
Okay, all right. So the production shots are coming next
or
week.
I
Here we
guess they're
go.
coming tomorrow. So,
All right. Well, that don't help, but all right. All right. Look, one more. We got another major reveal and world premiere. World premiere. Here we go.
now, the exciting part about this is this is the phalanx that's being given away in the raffle at JoeFest this weekend.
Ooh.
So anybody that's attending JoeFest, if you visit, I can't remember the name, the number, the booth, Big Bag Toy Store, their booth. I think it's under the workshop, Big Bag Workshop, but
You'll find it. JoeFest.
you're not going to miss it.
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
not
It's
going
not
to
like
miss it.
Comic-Con. You're not going to miss anything there. It's small enough.
No, and this is going to be on display at their booth all weekend, and it'll be in display with all the Monster Force stuff, and you'll get to see how it integrates in with all their crazy cool figures. So it's there. I'm excited for whoever wins it this weekend, but it's gotten there safely, and so this is the giveaway at JoeFest, and on top of that, we are launching that tomorrow. Since we are ahead of schedule on shipments, we started shipping out. We never like to have the next color come in without the first color going out. That's always been our strategy. We don't want to have everybody sitting on 3 colors deep. We want, so we knew as soon as we started shipping on Tuesday that we were going to set up for this, and we're coordinating it with the with Big Bad, having it at the booth at JoeFest. So it's kind of in celebration of all that. So yeah, we're gonna have it, and let me show you firsthand.
Here it is. That's what's up.
The world premiere.
World premiere.
So, a couple cool changes in here. Number one, so our upper weapon systems. So some of you might recognize this. Doesn't quite look like an M2, but we have. So this upper now, we're doing the rocket on this one, a rocket launcher instead of the javelin, and then we went with the Eastern Bloc heavy gun. So you'd see this on any Russian tank or in the old T-74 or T-72s.
So cool.
So it has definitely a retro throwback. If you saw, I don't know if any of you guys saw the Gorge over the summer.
A Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy.
Got it. So everything moves up and down. We also included kind of our bad guy panel mount on the MG3 NATO Eastern Bloc kind of weapons. Same setup. We got black with the red highlights. We also did, when picking the colors for these tires, we looked at the entire last 2 years, and we picked the color scheme that was the number one color used for the Vamp or for the Stinger. The Stinger, when people were changing out those tires, these sold more than anything else, was that aluminum with that red highlight rim. And we just did that deep, dark back, like that back wall. So it really pops nice.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
the same tires I got on mine.
Yeah, it's a. I mean, they were great. Yeah, exactly. So they were a big choice. So we knew if we were going to do a tire, we wanted to match as many stingers out there as possible because this is a great convoy weapon, right? You want to have your hiss out front. You want to have the APC, and you want to have it being trailed by those guys, right? Get the stingers behind there.
This
I
heavy
can't-
duties,
I can't do my
freaking heavier than your vehicles.
And then the nice part is like, then the Shadow Hound can easily be escorting this whole convoy. You can get a whole column going on. Yeah, see those tires. Yeah, when Quinn and I were trying to decide, like, what do we launch with? We know we're going to have a bunch of different tire versions, down the road. But if this was the only one you got, and we were going to do the base model, we felt like this was the one. It definitely popped.
There's a side door open.
Side door. There's no side doors on a striker.
Hey, Travis, let's holler at Deep Waters.
Oh, actually, we got one more before that. I was just
Okay.
waiting for Mark to do the reveal, but guys are firing up the chat. Thank you, KJ, for the heads up. And we'll bring the whole. I was just a wee boy when I first met Mark Vuncannon at a studio buying sandbags for the howitzer. This is from Matt O'Brien. For the howitzer he first released. I'm not a streamer or an influencer like Black Genghis or Tony's Figs, just a fan. Mark has always made me feel special. Thank you, Matt. You make us feel special checking us out when you can and providing the dope. Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you, brother. He's a good guy, man. Really good guy.
Matt's one of the OGs, man. He's a really good dude.
That's what's up. And then there's another one?
Yeah. Look for Deep Waters or whoever.
Yeah, Deep Water said I forgot his super chat. Oh, no, wait. Here we go. Marauder Ruben, thanks for the joy you brought me through the years with the bags of gun runners I purchased. Please continue to improve stock.
You did talk to Marauder John on that.
So he's confusing Marauder Ruben with Marauder John. Is that what it is?
Travis, could you pretty please let's take a look at this.
Red light.
Can we do that again? Sorry. Oh, I wanted to see the light.
Okay, so I'm gonna need a Black Genghis Patreon. I'm gonna need a Black Genghis OnlyFans.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna need Black Genghis
That's awesome.
plasma blood
Wow.
blood donations, like whatever, man. This is Mark. You a nasty dude, man. You are a nasty fellow.
Dude, that's the first time anybody's seen it, man. It's pretty cool.
That's dope.
We
That's
tried
amazing.
to include just, everybody understands what we're trying to do, man. We're not a, $10 billion company with a bunch of guys that are electronic engineers.
Right.
But there are things that we can control, and we try to incorporate it. And this is one we knew had to have that light in there,
I got to read this from
Yeah.
a girl, Michelle. She says, Alexa, play Red Light Special.
Red
by
Light Special.
TLC. Shout out to Michelle.
If you wanted tonight. Anyway,
World premiere. Cool.
Yeah.
Just
Awesome. Amazing.
I'm just going to drop one last little thing. Just
Ooh, keep on going.
Just wait for the Pimp Daddy version of this.
oh, you dirty.
Oh,
No way.
man. Oh, it's just wait.
You're dirty.
That's going to be a whole special kind of, we're going to call it Pimp Daddy After Dark.
That's it. The black version is namely Red Light District. Oh, that's amazing. I love it.
Which is going to
Very
be
cool. Very cool. Very
AKA
dope.
Skull Crushers.
So you don't need the demon. You don't need the spoiler. You just need to get that gridiron pimped out phalanx. Is what you need. That's what you need.
Hey, can I just show this? I don't know if I can show this.
Don't.
There's
No,
a lot
I'm
of
good.
118 guys.
I don't need to see no more.
There's a lot of 118 guys out there that, man, we have to show a little bit of love.
If you collect Joy Toy, if you collect Haya toys, if you collect retro collection, if you still have your vintage Joes, you're gonna need this. If you collect Delta 17, shout out to 5x5 Toys. If you have Skeletron, 3 3/4 figs, all right.
And they said it couldn't be done.
Why they say that for? Then they made you do it. No, don't show us. You got a solo Mark. Solo Mark.
I mean,
we gotta see that. We gotta see that one more time, man. We gotta see that one more time. If you guys have 3 3/4, if you collect 3 3/4, this you need this. You're gonna need to get that. Okay. Now, Mark, you won't be able to cheat in 4-inch figures into here, right?
I won't be able to what?
4-inch figures. It's the ones that are a little bit bigger than 3 3/4.
Well, I can show you right now.
All right.
There you go.
So if you're still collecting premium 118, this is an empty box. That's all right. That's better to show. If you're still collecting Joy Toy, right? Or if you have Haya toys, if you even have like the Super 7 Reaction Plus stuff, yeah. Now listen, man, Joy Toy is delicious. You can put that in there. Shout out to Delta 17 once again. Bravo.
This was a kind of a Quaid walked in with this, and I was like, oh man.
Yeah. Shout out to Skeletron. Shout out to everybody still keeping 3 3/4 alive. These are for you. So you're gonna want to get those.
Mark, you messed up. You know you messed up, right?
What did I do wrong now?
By showing that off.
I know.
Look, man, you're gonna make me pull my shit out? Do I really have to do that? You're gonna make me pull out my Reaction Plus? You really want to see my highest stuff? You really want to see how much highest shit I have? You really want to see my 118s? Is this what you want? Is this what you want?
Man.
Is this what you want?
That's it, man. That's it.
You want to see You want to see my Haya toys? You want to see my Crimson Guards and my Vipers and Troopers?
They need a place to go, right?
You really doing this? You really want me to pull out all my highest shit?
They need a place to go.
I don't do this? Like I don't do 118? You thought I was kidding? You thought this was a game? Black Genghis. I don't play games. What's wrong with y'all?
Is another look at the interior of the Shadow. Is it phalanx? Phalanx.
So like
phalanx.
Think of like phalanx, like F-A-Y, phalanx, like cat lynx. Yeah.
Got it. Phalanx.
That was Boston accent gets in the way.
Phalanx. Shadow phalanx.
There you go.
That's how you'd say it if you were British.
Hey, phalanx. Yeah.
That's it.
Cool. Australian. That was Australian. Yeah, we'll get better images. What, tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yeah. So this is going to go live tomorrow, probably later in the afternoon.
This is the one I want. When we getting this stuff?
That's coming. I'm hoping in the next week or so. The plan for the turret is next week. So this is probably the following week. Probably week and a half.
Cool.
All right. I don't have my Joy Toy stuff. Oh, go ahead. All
right, look, Matt asks, because he's been very, very generous tonight. Thank you, Matt. If I can ask for anything, please do another run of the Recon Stinger loadout. Please, Mark.
Come on, Matt. He's had like 2 chances at this. We're breaking it apart. You're gonna be able to get them all those parts.
All right, there we go. You heard it first. And our friend Jeremy Kimberlin, can't avoid him, man. He's a staple in the community. Shout out to the pit, right? And shout out to G.I. Joe Classified Elite. Ron Rubens here. We can't not shout out that one. Hey, man, I got one thing for you, Marauder. There you go. Had to do Ice Cube from my show there. Considering the relationships.
I laughed at that.
The studio?
What's up?
Yeah.
I did laugh at that. When I saw that, I was like, this fucking guy. I didn't even bother. I laughed at it.
I know, I got no react. No. Anyway, look, considering the relationship with BBTS, BigBadToyStore.com. Shout out to them. And Fresh Monkey has Gridiron considered moving from 3D print to actual factory manufactured items? He says no.
No, this is a great question.
Amazing.
We've answered this early on, and it's funny how nothing has changed, except we're even that much more confident now with our ability to produce toys in a level of detail that can't be done in injection molding. So you can, I see it all the time. There's always some troll that's talking on some other third party's website about how 3D printing isn't as durable or isn't as strong or isn't as quality. I'm telling you right now, we're at this, there is a cusp right now, and we are turning, and everybody felt it. There was this weird little lightning bolt that went down the spine of all the injection molded toy companies when those tariff issues became a thing. That was like, like we're in trouble across the board. So much that the whole industry almost froze right in place.
Close. Yeah.
So luckily it got fixed up pretty quick, but there's this weird kind of tentative feeling. But I can tell you, to answer that question from our point of view, it isn't so much about tariffs or the fact that it's U.S. made. We're very proud to be a U.S. company making U.S. parts and employing U.S. citizens. That's an important thing for us. But on a product note, we see it daily in our designs, the way we have to work around things, even in just something what seems or appears to be simple to everyone. The tooling of this part alone would just be absurd. And you wouldn't get the rivet count. You wouldn't get the highlighted details in between. There's just all kinds of stuff that if anybody's telling you that 3D printing is a subpar model to an injection molded toy, that's just not true anymore. The materials that we use now are durable. The level of detail in undercuts you can't get in injection molding. And this is injection molding I was a prototype. I worked for engineering companies as a prototype modeler. So I was having to prototype parts from cell phone covers to dental parts. I mean, a world of different kinds of parts that required so much different attention to detail that they had to cut off just because of the way that molding has to happen in a hard tool. But with 3D printing, we almost have, I don't want to say zero restriction, but in solid FDM printing, the engineering that goes into limiting the amount of layer lines and residual effects, that's where the engineering comes in. You can't just you can go buy a model and push the button, but that doesn't mean you're going to get a good part. The engineering of the model, of how it's actually laid up and set up for print and put together and broken apart, that's why when you guys see a gridiron model, it feels injection molded. It looks, for the most part, injection molded. Sure, there might be some residual issues and lines that you might see on a really close-up scale, but no different than parting lines on an injection molding tool. And people always kind of people really cast that out as it's something that we accept. But injection molding has parting lines in places you don't want them to be. But we go, well, that's how it has to happen. So I don't know. It's become very serious to me because I see it as we run an absolutely gigantic harvest now. So the sheer number of machines and volume that we have to produce from when we first started is crazy. And we're seeing the bigger picture that this could be something manufactured in the States. And when you look at cost-wise, it's not that far off. I mean, the Phalanx is $399. The His tank was how much?
$275, $299.
It was 300.
How long did you have to wait for it?
Yeah.
Over a year and a half.
These are shipping in 2 weeks. We're shipping these models in 2 weeks in full assembly, an assload of gear that wasn't in his tank. I can tell you that much. And they're being done to the best quality that, as Americans, we know we need to make. So to even be competitive. So I'm very proud of what we're doing with this. And to me, the question's a great question, because I think there's always been a stigma that if it's not injection molded, it's not a real toy. I'm here to tell you right now, I don't even really consider us a third party anymore. Because to me, you can buy, I have had it. And the reason I even say that feels like a different statement for me, because I've had guys straight up send me messages direct that were in Striker units that have nothing to do with G.I. Joe or toys at all, that are proud to be ordering one of these to put on their shelf to show their guys in their unit. I have guys that, that spent 11, 10 years in these things, tracing, across Afghanistan. So these stories to me that's so much more profound than just a toy community. That's we're making a product for a miniature military collector. That doesn't make us third party anymore. That makes us Gridiron, and this is a Gridiron product.
Should do like a I need to talk about something else, something film wise about that. Well, I'll save that for a phone call. That really hit me right there. Let's get to a super chat.
Oh, good.
Deep Waters, Mark, you guys just keep outdoing yourselves. KJ is the flavor. It's more of a Chuck D meets Flavor Flav.
Well,
I got all Republican.
And I gotta say real quick, but just touching on what Mark was saying, yeah, man, I still go into hobby shops. I still look at like model kits and everything else. Like that's the world you're inhabiting, and you've been doing that since the Build-A-Rama days, right?
That's
and,
right.
Like, everything else. And when we talk about that, like on our first year at ATKM, like the first time we had you on the show, it was like saying like, oh, this is what you're bringing. You're bringing that motion picture ethos. You're bringing that Stan Winston studio, legacy studio, Weta workshop. You're just outworking everybody, dude. So keep it up. Keep up the great work, because we see what you're doing. And you're damn right about what you said about like, no, you're not third party, because no one else is doing what you. The first party's not doing what you're doing. So yeah, just keep it up.
Appreciate that, man. Means a lot. Really does.
Johnny Reno, they make real world firearm suppressors that are 3D printed now that have surpassed the regular suppressors manufactured. Very cool stuff. All right, we got a couple more. Let's see what we got. We're gonna get going soon. Okay. Justin Mohan, thanks for your patience, man. Will any of these vehicles have Monster Force versions? That's an amazing question.
In fact, that's kind of why I touched on it earlier. The reason why the Shadow Phalanx is at JoeFest right now at the Monster Force booth, because to us, that Shadow version of all these vehicles is really a Gridiron Skull Crusher faction vehicle that would be sold like to, if you know the lore at all, Declan, those guys, when they're needing equipment, and you see the different factions in Monster Force, it's what makes that story so outstanding. Is it's something we all know and we all recognize, but they've just applied it to a world that we love, right? This military, a little bit of that horror flavor, that little horror flavor. And we're hoping that we bring in these real life models that you can incorporate right into your faction. And so whether it's a desert, because we're going to see a desert APC. So all these things work right in line with Monster Force. But definitely, to answer your question, for sure, we're working towards that in the accessories and loadouts as well.
We got two more super chats. Matt O'Brien, man, it's overwhelming now at this point. I owe this guy dinner. I got to get to Arizona as soon as possible. I wanted to just show some love tonight. You show plenty of love. Work some overtime to cover super chats and support. Will Dreadnought Hound, the Swamp Hound, ever come in the OG Knock color? Oh yeah, like those bright colors. All right, I like that answer. And number 2 is the shadow phalanx. There you go. Shadow phalanx with the lights, the same price.
That light feature has been in there the whole time. We just wanted to keep it a surprise. So it's every phalanx that's gone out has that light in it.
Nice.
Amazing, amazing.
So it's just, I mean, it was really just our nod to everybody, man. For it's not that big of a deal, but it in a way is for us and our kind of company, it's a big deal, and we wanted to make that for everybody. So
amazing. Plans for the yes,
Quality.
absolutely, yep. Plans for the GI Skull Crusher unique characters, like a battalion of like names instead of just like faceless grunts.
this
Yeah.
is all the start, because I mean, we have. I think that it'll be all about how much everybody embraces it, right? If we see the support and everybody understands that this Skull Crusher, this faction, this kind of, if there's a really cool storyline and you're going to get it once that commander figure comes out, you'll start to understand it. But there's really this guy is an expatriate, so in a whole different way than you would picture Destro, this guy isn't, he's really that. There's a strong military influence and very diehard. The Skull Crushers are diehard security operatives for him. So it's like there's no reason why there couldn't be some really cool Gridiron faction characters for sure. As that story goes deeper, not to mention we would love to see it blow up and become basically a separated, almost like its own line.
Right, Operation Monster Force is like GI Joe Classified, but then they have Python Patrol and Tiger Force.
Exactly,
that
faction becomes its own story,
Mm-hmm.
and because I'm already picturing it myself with all of our vehicles is like how that plays into an attack on a Cobra base or that these guys are mercenaries, right? That it's in hand. They're basically soldiers of fortune.
Cool. I love this. Need a OMF decal set for the vehicles too. That'd be really cool.
Yes, absolutely. I totally agree. We have a couple people we're working with right now to try to work all that out. So it's definitely.
Can I pitch Exo Elite as I mean, think of this, just EXO Elite. Exo Elite could just be never mind. I'll just mute. I'll just mute this right now.
I wish I could tell you because I would. The boys would kill me on my end. I'm gonna leave it there.
They're probably watching right now, looking at you like.
No, man, they're watching like some '90s movie or thinking it's a classic.
All right, nice sticker here from Saya. Another one, $4.99. Appreciate you guys. You guys are killing me tonight, man. You give me enough money to buy a Jungle Hound so I can do a review. Appreciate that, guys, and thanks for your support tonight and helping him out. This guy's been. I think he posted this 9 times. He wants a Gridiron Studios T-shirt. Are the shirts on the website?
They're on the website. We're putting the new design. The one with the cross. That's coming up.
Yeah.
We're trying to get that out here before the
I gotta get one. Yeah.
You were supposed to get one at Comic-Con. And you got the other one that had the big skull on the side. Mm-hmm. You can blame Sandy for that.
That's all right. You're going to Comic-Con, right?
Yeah.
I'll get it from you then. I appreciate that. The phalanx is really cool, but I'm going to wait for a desert tan version because I know you'll make it in that color.
Yes.
Favorite phalanx. Cool. All right. One more section of the show. I'm going to go to you, Ruben. Shout out to Ray Murphy. How you feeling about the Scorpion?
Phenomenal. And
Ray, it's beautiful.
Ray, because he's a super talented customizer. His paint work is top notch. One of the best customizers out there as well, in my opinion. You can't go wrong with Ray's comic customs. His paint work, he just all around top tier.
Yeah, Ray Murphy is a true gentleman.
Yeah, Ray Murphy's at JoeFest right now.
I was about to say that right now too. He's at JoeFest.
Yeah, great paint job.
Really hating that I can't be there. I was gonna go, but it just didn't work out for me.
All right, cool. Just to reiterate one more time, we got people coming in at all times. The discount code is ATKM on gridironprops.com and 10% off all guns and weapons before midnight. So you got 2 more hours, before midnight or 3 o'clock, wherever you're at, or 2 o'clock, and get your guns. And here's another look. And Mark's holding something heavy. We'll get to that in one sec, but we want to finish up Ray Murphy's Slaughter's Marauders. No, it doesn't say Mad Marauders. Slaughter's Marauders Scorpion with clutch. It's a repaint, of course, of the Vamp, and use water slide decals from Bad Mother. Gridiron Studios upgraded parts, and clutch is a straight up repaint with a gridiron helmet. Mark, want to make a comment on Ray's work?
Well, I just love the paint app on this, man. It's so clean. So it's, this is one of those, like, you can't go at this half-hearted, right? You have to commit to these colors, and you got to make sure that you're getting that through. Dude, it's an excellent job on the paint scheme for sure. Great assortment, good equipment assortment.
Cool. I have an answer to this question. What's the discount code for the Phalanx? It's Barbie Pink. Barbie Pink. I think every comment he kept saying he wants this in bright pink, neon pink, futuristic pink. So I think Barbie Pink is the discount code for the Phalanx, right, Mark?
Dude, we have stripped that thing down. That base model and that price is that price.
Yeah, for sure. Today's price is not
Today's price is not yesterday's price. Yeah.
Just so I could settle. I mean, I've had a lot of people have this question. We're clearly gonna make a desert version.
Hell yeah.
Green,
so elite version.
Our jungle, our shadow, and our desert version are definitely going to be mainstays.
Very cool. And there's another look.
This is just sexy. Shout out to Ray Murphy Customs for real, dude.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
Yeah, I want to get a little mini Terror Drome section in here. It was nice to have Tony earlier in the show. For those tuning in late, we went over Yojo June and the Energon universe, talked about Mass. So watch the replay too, man. Check it out. We got a couple more things. We got Mil Spec 13. We had the Desert Hound Gunship Buggy.
Nice work.
That was a great repaint.
Yeah, Ruben,
I love those slim tires, man.
Yeah, I like his work. The weathering's pretty good too. Really like it. Weathering really makes it pop too.
Yeah, weathering looks good. Yeah, that's something right after my own heart, man. I love a really nice weathered vehicle, and I think, when we kind of run our base color scheme, a lot of this detail is ready to go. So it's built in, and as you can see, if people want to take it to the next level, it's definitely available. That's what he's showing right here. I mean, this is terrific weathering.
Yep, and he also made a custom character, a Desert Rat, he called it. So pretty
Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, it looks great.
Very cool stuff. Want to give it a shout out. And then our last section, we couldn't leave without telling people that the Battle Armor Snake is arriving in the UK. Shout out to Chaz, the Guru. He was here on Saturday. We had a special Saturday edition of Yojo June coverage. And yep, more delays in the USA. Ruben, Mark, and KJ. It's like, what the hell's going on, man? We were supposed to get this motherfucker in like a week. And here it is, September 1st, while we're getting all these unboxing videos. Oh, mate.
Hey,
I mean, look, man, I already got the
shout out
gridiron
to,
snake armor, so it is what it is. I already got the gridiron.
All right, you got the gridiron one. Ruben, what are you saying?
I'll say shout out to Insta Leanne because she has hers already.
Yeah.
She posted.
Oh, I didn't forget about her, guy.
There you go.
It's sexy.
Great shot. She
She's
always
the
does
queen,
good, though.
the queen of Joe photography and
She
military
rocks.
toy. Yeah, look at this. This is on fucking real, man. So good. So good. What do you got there, Mark?
I'll just thought I'd give everybody that final look at the turret. I know everybody's excited about seeing this, where this is going to come.
That's awesome.
Cool. And I just want to give another look at the Snake for those waiting for that one. But yeah, the Gridiron one is dope. I'm gonna show that one too when I get a chance. But KJ, how you feeling about this? It's getting kind of mixed reviews in a way. Yeah, I don't know if you got any thoughts on what you're seeing.
I mean, it is what it is. For basically what's a seat in the middle of a mech, it's great for the price. Like I said, I got the bubble mechs. I love what Mark and his boys were able to do with taking the trouble bubble and adding all the exactly. So that's what I'm saying. I got 2 of those. I got the Python Patrol one. Like I already got all those, man. You can even get the Snake Armor upgrades to go along with that as well, where you have a double stack. So you can put 2 troopers on the Gridiron configuration of that. But the point is, it's just a great time. It's a golden time. Whether you're getting the classified stuff, whether you're getting the Gridiron stuff to go along right with it, this is just a great time to be a fan right now. This is why we celebrate Yojo June. This is why we celebrate Joe Kinda June. This is why we're still bigging up Vuncannon and everyone else at the Gridiron team 5 years running. And it's just, I'm just really pulling for you dudes, man, because I know you guys got not even gas in the tank. You got liquid Schwartz in the tank, man. Like it's great, and we're really excited for real. Shout out to Blitz hitting us up with a super chat as well, man.
Yeah, we'll throw that up and then we'll let people go. Mark, will we get slim Type D wheels for the Hound? I personally love the look.
Yes, we're trying to fill in all the gaps. Every tire variation, every wheel set will have both eventually. We're just trying to get them all in.
Thanks for everybody chiming in. I just want to see if we had anything that I missed. Oh yeah, cool.
And thanks for all
the
love. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Cliff Doc, new name here, man. Thanks so much. Hopefully, if you liked it enough to subscribe to the channel, I appreciate it. I'm new here, love this and all that you do. Do you have a half track for any of the 6 figures? I think that was for Mark.
Do we have? Yeah, well, we have the APC. We have the APC add-ons to the Stinger and the Vamp. Those kind of turned it in. They turned both those vehicles into a half track.
Yeah, right here. It says, okay, cool. Yeah.
And then our Hound has the Warhound adapt, the back end that also takes that into a half track. A full half track with actual treads on the Jungle one.
Sweet.
Hey, last thing, I forgot this little detail. This might be a cool thing for people. We did interchangeable barrels on this thing.
And that's exactly, yeah.
So if you wanted to run your
Can you raise it up a little bit? I know it's heavy, but
and you do the same thing with your mechs, right? Yeah, that's the same. So the same structure, right?
Yeah, same, just a lot bigger. This gun, you can kind of tell this is much bigger than any of our other ones, especially the rotating.
This is beautiful. It's beautiful.
These are almost more on a Vulcan cannon kind of level.
Man, unbelievable. Mark, thank you so much for tonight. We've done, I don't know how many now, 7, 8 streams with you, something like that, right?
Yeah, man, always a blast, man. I'm always excited to be here.
This was the best one.
Oh, that's awesome. Right? Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of good
sick
stuff to talk about for sure.
It was crazy, dude. KJ, you got anything else for Mark or Ruben before we head out?
Listen, you'll never be disappointed. Whenever you add Gridiron to your armory, to your collection, it just really classes it up. Right now, do not forget to use that code ATKM, 10% off of your weapons. Every time I get on any stream, I'm always showing this stuff off, man. Like it's, people always say man, you get all sappy and sentimental. Man, shut the fuck up, man. I'll say what I want to about my people and how much I love this stuff. It's like, this is the stuff that keeps me collecting 6-inch, 7-inch. Like even I've shown your stuff with the Marvel Select and McFarlane, man. It's this stuff, you can use this stuff with anything. Open up your mind, open up your imagination. I have a damn Ewok blasting with an AK up in this piece, man. You keep messing with me. So all I'm just saying is keep up the great work and treat yourself. Try something new. The fixed mag stuff, genius level stuff, right? It's a great price. It's economical. I love switching out the mags, but at the same time, this stuff just gets people going. It really does.
Yeah.
You can keep adding on to your collection, go at your own pace, but just open up your mind.
That's the idea.
There's no limit. And you will get your money's worth. I've been a loyal customer since damn near day one, man. Shout out to eBay, shout out to Armory 44. So Mark, just keep up the good work and thanks for everything.
Oh man, dude, man, I appreciate you and all that support, dude. I couldn't have, literally, I can't imagine what this has done for our family over the last 5 years. And dude, we couldn't have done it without you guys. I really, when it comes to Toy Kind of Mood and what means, like, when I think of the actual, like, spark or the initial, that's why it's so cool to have Ruben here, because I was on that first podcast with him, and it's awesome because we immediately knew we had gone back 20 years, and it just made me feel comfortable. Like we were kind of new to this community, and man, it just immediately I was at home, and man, Travis, all you guys, man. We're all friends. It's like I've gotten this group of friends that I didn't have, and it's incredible.
Right.
Absolutely. I want to give a shout to Ruben hanging out tonight. It's good to have you back in the Terror Drome, and we'll share the screen right here. Go follow Marauder Ruben on Instagram, and it's at marauder.ruben, and then join the if you're on Facebook or asked to join the Classified Elite Facebook group. Still the elite, the pit's great. Classified community 2.0 is good, but nothing's elite. Nothing's more elite than the Classified Elite, right, Ruben? Any last words for Yojo June and JoeFest and Mark for tonight?
Yeah, thanks for having me on. It's good to be with you guys. Like I said, I was gonna go, but things didn't work out with my work schedule, so unfortunately. Shout out to everybody at JoeFest. Miss you guys. Everybody's out there. I want to shout out Patrick Thomas of Riot Press.
Parnell, yeah.
With the American Ninja X. He'll be out there, and
absolutely
keep an eye on his stuff. And that's all I'm going to say. Keep an eye on him.
American Ninja X is dope. Go check it out.
Walk by his booth this weekend. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, he's got some good stuff. He showed me some stuff early. He's like, "For your eyes only." I'm like, man, I wish I was at JoeFest. But yeah, he's been on our show. I think he was on just like a month ago. So shout out to him, or maybe even a few weeks ago. So shout out to.
We'll take him out with them at BotCon. So.
Oh, nice.
Cool. My son's into Transformer stuff, so I think I spent more time with him than anything else.
Cool. Look, Mark D says, "Great stream, convinced me to buy the Phalanx." Look at that, awesome. New subscribers tonight, so appreciate Mark for being on. Get subscribed. We'll get some new stuff from Gridiron. Yeah, amazing to see a lot of new faces in the chat. A lot of people hanging out for our 3 hour. I don't think we get through. I know Ed's very generous to a Toy Kind of Mood, and we get an hour and a half last year. I don't think we get 3 hours, but we got a 3 hour. This felt like a real big, gigantic JoeFest panel and a Yojo June celebration. And yeah, I just want to say for KJ, Tony, everybody at a Toy Kind of Mood, Ruben, and Mark, last words before we go, bro.
Hey, well, one thing, a little matter of business. I'm glad we have this forum. Is we've had some issues. PayPal on our site. If you're going, I get a couple. There's been like 5 or 6 guys that have said they've had issues with PayPal. We're having some connection issue with them. We're still on Square, so if there's any issues, just let us know. You can always send us an email direct at gridironprops@gmail.com. Man, I can't tell you how grateful I am for all the supporters of Gridiron. I mean, our family is indebted to you, and there's not a day. And I tell you, there's literally not a day, because we hardly take a day off, that we're not trying our hardest to create the best product that we can make with our capabilities here in the States, with what we have to work with. We're putting everything possible into it. If that's not good enough, there's nothing else I can do. We're trying our hardest. So we appreciate it. If you ever have any questions, send me a message. We're always here to talk. We're always here to try to solve any of those issues. But man, I'm from my family to all you guys, very grateful for everything that this community has done for us, for sure.
Appreciate it, man. What a hell of a show. And yeah, that's how we wrap up. Yo, Joe, a Joe kind of June. We still got one more week left. I'm sure we'll talk about the HasLabs next week and all that madness, unless they cancel it or postpone it again. But tonight felt like a HasLab
Yeah,
insane word.
who needs it? Come on, man.
You got it
Grid Lab.
there.
Grid
Lab.
hashtag Grid Lab.
Hashtag Grid Lab, yeah. But look, for KJ, the rest of the Toy Kind of Mood, Marauder Rubin, Mark Vuncannon, I'm Travis Moody. And yeah, ATKM, 10% off. You've got less than 2 hours. Go to gridironprops.com, get 10% off all your guns, order some big ass vehicles, and you won't regret it. And yeah, if you watched the show and you liked it, like and subscribe. Till then, we'll catch you in the toil, all right? Peace.
Yes.
Peace.
Yeah.